And welcome to Gary Barnett Field as the Liberty Mountaineers have traveled to Lost Creek to take on the South Harrison Hawks. Good evening. I'm Tom Sears. Joining me, as always, Danny Knight. Danny, the end of the 2018 high school football season, well, it ends here tonight.
It's crazy. I can't believe how fast the season went. I can't believe we're here tonight on senior night. It's nuts. It's been a different season, obviously, because we're used to winning, and that's not happened. Also, the way the schedule was this year with five, we had a couple home games and then 5 straight weeks and a bye in there too. So 6 weeks away from Gary Barnett Field and then back at the end, just different. But here we are, senior night, honoring some really fine seniors tonight that'll play for the last time.
Absolutely. And speaking of seniors going to play for the last time in uniform tonight for the first time since mid-season, right?
Yeah, it's been at least a few weeks, yeah.
Brent Barnett, number 23, the Lost Creek Freak, he's out there. We expect him to participate in a limited role, but he's in uniform, and you and I both know Brent. Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, if he's on the field, it won't be limited, but hopefully the coaches limit maybe the snaps he has. Just from a health standpoint, I'm so happy for him as far as I know he feels good to just get back out there on the field. It was a scare that he would be, wasn't going to be able to do it at all. And, he loves football. And he's a football player, at heart. That's what he is. And so I am glad in that capacity that he's out there and just my heart for him is that he stays healthy and has a good night and everyone can honor him along with all the other seniors.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it's as his basketball coaches, you and I both are very antsy for him to be out there this evening. But you know what? And it's like I told his mom, and I told him, I want him to be able to enjoy this moment because you and I both know what that last moment feels like. Yeah. And it's going to be difficult for him to be in a limited role, but the fact that he gets to be out there in uniform the last game of his senior season, it's a moment to remember.
Absolutely, and I think it'll allow him to have more closure on it because I think it would have felt incomplete had maybe he not had that chance. So hopefully it brings that kind of closure because it is. When it's done, it's done. And I remember my last high school football game. In fact, it was here at Gary Barnett Field. Again, I was Liberty and playing South Harrison. It was my very last game. And I remember the game. I remember being in the locker room after the game. And so you don't forget those things. I remember our last practice. So you don't forget, and he's had a very good career. I did not necessarily. So it means that much more, I think, for him because he's an excellent football player.
Well, let's travel back a few years ago when you were out there on the field. Who won that game?
Oh, there's no doubt who won the game. It was South Harrison. Yeah, we did not win many games. That was back when this was the parking lot. Yeah. It was not Gary Barnett Field at that time.
Do you remember the big hump in the middle of the field?
Do I remember it? Yeah, I probably dented it a few times. I got slammed in. That's why I hated this field. The middle was a rock. Honest to God, it was a rock. And you would just, and I got sacked. I'd get sacked who knows how many times. Yeah, a lot.
Do you remember any of the guys from South Harrison who slammed you down on the parking lot?
I do. I don't know that I could recall names. If I saw the names, I would be able to point them out. But they probably gave me concussions. That's probably why I can't remember. I want to say there was a Ray Phillips. Does that sound?
Yep, there was a Ray Phillips,
and I think I'm pretty sure he was the defensive end, and we were running a kind of a run and shoot shotgun, which was not done a lot by people at that time. And we would split the ends out. So there would not be an end on the line blocking. Okay. So He was the defensive end. And we had a new back in that night because our main back was hurt. And so the kid didn't know what he was doing. And he kept lining up on the wrong side. Like if we got that end split on the right, I need that back on the right so he can pick up that end coming in. And anyway, Phillips came in untouched on multiple occasions that night.
So just made their way to the backfield and just
straight line for number 16, and I went straight to the ground. It was fun.
On the parking lot.
On the parking, I can see it.
Yeah, I remember. I remember the parking lot. It was a big hump in the middle of the field, and football players really. Was there a sense of fear? Was there at least a discussion about how hard this field was?
Oh, for sure. I was well aware of it. I had played on it in middle school and in Pop Warner all the way through. So, yeah, I knew it was the parking lot, and I knew that I was going to get slammed into the ground hard.
Nice. Well, there's been a lot of things changed since those days. The field's a little more level. I don't know if it's softer, but I would imagine that it is.
It is. They redid it years back and did a nice job with it. I know it's not in great condition tonight just because of the weather's been so bad, but even at this point, people remember, people that are listening that were here, inside the hashes there was literally no grass.
Yeah. Well, South Harrison's going to finish up their regular season here this evening as cross county, really not cross county, I think as the crow flies, these two schools are really, really close in distance, and 8 miles I think is what it is. So in years past, this is after your time, it turned into a nice rivalry there for a while.
Yeah, it definitely did. It's a rivalry if both teams can win. We did not. That's why it wasn't. But it's become a good rivalry. I have a feeling that the Mountaineers tonight come with a chip on their shoulder because we went to their place last year in what everyone expected to be a highly, tightly contested ball game, and they needed it for playoff stuff, and we shellacked them. It was not close, and it was a very hurtful loss to them. And I'm sure they remember.
Seniors being recognized here this evening. Number 10, Chris Thomas down there with his parents and now making his way here to midfield as well. Number 23, the Lost Creek Freak, Brent Barnett. What a legacy the Barnetts have here. Again, Brent's grandfather, the football field named after him, Gary Barnett. A lot of things happening here tonight on senior night. It's a cold and wet evening, and we're expecting a good football game. Don't go anywhere. TD Productions will bring you South Harrison High School football. Stay tuned. Mountain State Land Surveying, providing boundary surveys for residential, farm, and commercial properties, along with FEMA elevation certificates and construction layout services. Mountain State Land Surveying, call 304-476-8668 for all of your surveying needs. Again, that's Mountain State Land Surveying, 304-476-8668, a proud supporter of South Harrison High School. Richards Heating and Air Conditioning for all your heating and cooling needs. Installation and service. Phone 304-884-6400. Located in Jane Lew and serving the South Harrison area. Call Richards Heating and Air Conditioning at 304-884-6400. Visit their webpage at richardsheating.com or find them on Facebook under Richards Heating and Air Conditioning.
Buying a new home is very exciting, but it can also be very overwhelming and an intimidating process. My name is Danny Knight with Home Finders Plus, and I make it my goal to partner with you and be there for you every step of the way. From showings all the way to the closing table, I will make your home buying process enjoyable and stress-free. Call me today at 304-629-3608, email Danny@homefindersplus.com, or visit our website, homefindersplus.com. Danny Knight, Home Finders Plus, broker Monica Gorel, 304-629-3608.
Senior night festivities continue here at Gary Barnett Field, where again the South number 61, and then there's going to be some cheerleaders making their way out here as well.
Big night for everyone. It's a senior and for the parents. You know, I think it's an emotional night for the parents. You know, I had to go through that with my son, and you definitely, you know, you think about, you're just like, wow, I can't believe that we're doing this. So I think the parents really, I'd say it might be tougher tonight on the parents than it is the players.
Oh, it absolutely is, I think. Of course, you know, my daughter graduated from South Harrison, and it was difficult. It was difficult for that moment, and you had a son graduate last year as well, so you understand. And then this year in basketball, well, my son.
Yeah.
That's going to be rough.
That's definitely going to be rough. I have no doubt about that. But so, yeah, I feel for the parents and the play. Like I say, parents maybe a little bit more so about them. I mean, they feel it more tonight. But these players in the future, they'll think back to tonight. Then they'll have more of a thought at it later on down the line.
It's a sad moment to say goodbye to athletes who have contributed so much. Athletes who have contributed so much to South Harrison High School. It's always difficult.
For sure, absolutely. And so that's one of the things I love about the community here. Some schools don't have that, but everyone, you know, the fans here tonight, people really care and think about it and honor all these fine student athletes.
Yeah. Well, it's the end of an era. The Barnett boys have made their way through, and then, you know, Marcy and Bruce have Corey, but he's a basketball player, so unless there's something I don't know, the Barnett era on the football field is officially coming to an end tonight. And when you think about that, I mean, it kind of hits me in my heart. I went to school here during Coach Barnett's time, at least part of his time, more towards the end of his, actually towards the end of his coaching career. And what he meant. And then you look down there and you see Brent, and you see Mike,
yeah,
the son of Gary, and Becky, Grandma's down there.
Yeah.
Marcy's down there. Rochelle, of course, the mom of Brent, and Cam, I saw him just walk in. And, I guess maybe it's just now kind of hitting me. I mean, I've been talking about it, but it's kind of hitting me now that a tremendous legacy on the football field comes to an end tonight, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
At least for now.
At least for now. I mean, you know, and however many years, I mean, they could have sons down the line. Of course, so many things can happen in the meantime with all that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's definitely, I mean, I think it's a special night in that manner.
Let's talk about this football game. South Harrison, I'd have to go back and really look at it. I've been trying to, and maybe I'm missing something. And if you're listening on the Spreaker app and you know that I am incorrect in the statement I'm about to make, please share that information. Let me know. South Harrison tonight, I think if they don't win game number 2, I think it'll be the worst record in school history.
Okay.
I think. And again, maybe I'm wrong, but I remember Coach Jett in the 2000s had a 2-8 season.
Yeah. The only thing could have been as if there was that could be worse if this was a winless season, assuming they don't get a win tonight. So, but here's the thing though. Here's the positive thing of that. It's a young football team. It's a transitioning coaching staff. A lot of young players have played big roles. And it is going to pay off for them in the future.
There's no doubt.
So this is, it's a down year, it's a rebuilding year, but this is a great program. It's a winning program, and they will get back to that. I have no doubt.
Okay, so let's talk about something that's very positive, because you talked about the positives. Let's pull the positives away from this season. When we look, and obviously you mentioned youth and moving forward from here, what other positives can you point to that this coaching staff can build on?
I mean, obviously just the experience, because even though they've all had experience coaching before, they've not
Oh, so you're being specific to coaching experience, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think just the experience of coaching, being a head coach, okay?
Okay.
And then the experience of this staff working together. I'm sure they were prepared. I think they did a good job. But there's no doubt if we sat down and talked to Coach Underwood, he would say, there's so much more I know now. I'll be so much more prepared coming into next season just from the experience. And I'd say it's even little things, just things that he would do differently. And so I think that that's a positive. I guarantee that they're going to feel that they're going to grow from this year's experience.
Baptized by fire, really,
oh,
right?
Oh man, right? I absolutely, and we have said it throughout the year. I feel for them. I mean, this was a tough year. This is going to be a tough year for any coach. Okay, I mean, I think everyone needs to understand that.
Absolutely.
If Bill Cowher came here, they probably still would have been 1-9. I mean, I just think, or 2-8. Whatever.
Well, let me ask this question then: Brad Jett stays. The continuity continues. He's got his entire staff back. Everyone, is back.
It may have made a difference in a game or two more potentially but I still think it was a down season. And it's just because of the youth. And it's just, and also, and things go in cycles. Talent goes in cycles. And it's just, it just hit that way this season. It was going to be a rebuilding year no matter who the coach was. So, that I have no question about that in my mind, and they're not, and that's not to say there's not things that they can improve upon and learn, and I know they have.
Okay, let me ask you this: if this is a big if, and obviously we're never going to know the answer, but we can just a hypothetical. If Robinson, McFadden, and Barnett stay healthy, Austin King, the football players,
even if the score ended up lopsided, you could tell it was a competitive game, and I'd like to think that if all those guys were there, that may have made a difference in at least two of those games.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we're never going to know. I think back to the Parkersburg Catholic game. Well, we were in that game. We had a lead.
Yes.
We had a lead. It started changing. It started changing going into halftime, and this is before Jaron. Right? So if you remember, Jaron goes out at halftime. He's got this weird something happens.
Right.
Like he tells us he's throwing up. He goes out. He doesn't play the second half. Obviously, they're concerned, when you see that concussion or whatever. It wasn't a concussion. He had some weird thing. He said he told me he felt like there was something in his throat or whatever, and he just, was just sick. He comes back the next week, and that's when he suffers the season-ending injury. Yeah. But if you look at that Parkersburg Catholic game, I can remember that they found that 1-2 punch, if you remember, up the middle,
right,
and break to the outside, up the middle, break to the outside, and they had those two talented backs. But I still think if Robinson comes out in the second half, that's a game we win. And so then now you're at 2.
Yeah.
But then there are the obvious games that okay. So you talk about youth. I'm just being 100% honest here, and I think that everyone should be. We talk about youth. Obviously, youth is a factor for this team. When you have a freshman or a sophomore starting on your line,
yes,
that's 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 years of not where they haven't caught up in the weight room with the guys on the other side of the football, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is I think you might be right. I think 2 or 3 wins, but I don't know that it gets past that on this season.
No.
Because our line still struggles no matter what the skill players look like.
Absolutely, and I think I talked about it last week in the game. At this point, these freshmen have more experience. So people may say, well, they're not freshmen anymore. They had a whole season. I don't disagree with that. But what I'll say is they're still freshmen physically. They haven't had those time in the weight room, like you're saying. So the size and strength between a freshman and a senior. So these kids are going up against seniors that have been in the weight room for 4 years. Their body naturally has matured more and has become stronger. So those are factors that, you just can't come up against. I mean, you can't overcome that. It is what it is. And I think I've seen that a lot this year. Size and strength being an issue, being a real issue.
Just continued to be a problem all season long there on the line. just an issue, right? Nonetheless.
In every game, most every game, we lost the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
I mean, we got pushed around.
Yeah,
and this is not this isn't critical of any of the players. We're saying like it's inexperience, size, and strength. And we talked about it all year. The other team's lines were a lot bigger. And that's where football games are won and lost. Everybody, I mean, really, we can make it all complicated, but it's who wins the battle at the line of scrimmage is who's going to win the football game. And we didn't this year. But I attribute it to other teams being more physically mature and stronger than we were.
Well, and then you look at the defensive end not being able to, there were times they played really, really well, but then you have that moment where there's, I think, a young mistake. I'm going to call it a young mistake, where there were issues on the defensive end of the ball or on the defensive side of the ball where maybe a more senior, experienced player doesn't have those struggles.
Absolutely. And I think I tell you, we go back to the beginning of the season, and if you remember, tackling was an issue early on. And I said that was something to do with youth. But that really, as the season went on, we didn't talk about that as much. I think it in general improved. I don't know. They're just going to have a lot of kids back next year that will be a year stronger and a year more experienced. And it's going to make a difference. It will. Now, what their records, we'll have to deal with that stuff next year. But I think we'll build on this. I think we both want people to know the positives.
Absolutely.
In this because it's tough when you go through a season like this. And it's easy to criticize and all those things. But you do have to look at it realistically.
Yeah,
it's a young football team, and we're asking freshmen and sophomores to go beat juniors and seniors, and that's hard to do.
Absolutely.
Those kids in the past should be, and they would be playing JV.
Absolutely.
So they're playing varsity, so that's tough, and they took their lumps, and this team took their lumps, and the coaching staff has taken their lumps, but those things pay off down the line. It just does, and I fully expect that will be the case.
Coach Underwood said before the kickoff against Doddridge County at the beginning of the year, he said, hard times makes hard men. And that's sort of been the motto that he has clung to. And you get the idea he's not just talking about this year. He's talking about building that character and that strength and that experience for years to come. You can tell that this is a head coach that has his focus in the right place, and I think kudos to him and the rest of the coaching staff for keeping these players together, because in some places, in some situations, they would start belling, right? I mean, it's because some of these games haven't just been losses, they've been beatdowns. They've
been bad. Yeah, no, they've kept the kids engaged. I mean, I feel like every week we come back and the kids play hard. Sometimes people underestimate that. Like when you're losing, it's easy to give up, and your effort could really lack. So I think they've played hard every week, and that's a tribute to the coaching staff.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. You're listening to South Harrison High School football, brought to you by TD Productions. Stay tuned. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff. If you are a South Harrison High School Hawk fan and have dreams of big things to come for our athletic teams and our facilities, we would love to have you join our team. The South Harrison High School Athletic Boosters meet the second Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. Volunteering today creates opportunities for our teams in the future. The South Harrison High School Athletic Boosters are cheering for you, Hawks. Let's do this.
Need to sell your home but don't know where to start? My name is Danny Knight with Home Finders Plus, and I will help you. I will advise you on exactly what you need to do to get your home ready to sell, and will give you an honest, accurate, and professional opinion of what your home will sell for. It's my goal to help you every step of the way and make selling your home a stress-free experience. Call me today at 304-629-3608, email danny@homefindersplus.com, or visit our website, homefindersplus.com. Danny Knight, Home Finders Plus, broker Monica Goral, 304-629-3608.
Hello, this is Tom Sears. I wear many hats, but I would like to speak to you about one of the more important ones. I just wanted to encourage you and let you know there is hope, and it's spelled Jesus. He is your answer, your help, and He is your hope. I pastor at New Beginnings Church, and if you don't have a home church, I wanted to personally invite you to ours. We offer various ministries, but our focus is reaching people where they are. Our service begins at 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings, and we are located in Good Hope, and I hope to see you there. Richards Heating and Air Conditioning for all your heating and cooling needs. Installation and service. Phone 304-884-6400. Located in Jane Lew and serving the South Harrison area. Call Richards Heating and Air Conditioning at 304-884-6400. Visit their webpage at richardsheating.com or find them on Facebook under Richards Heating and Air Conditioning. Mountain State Land Surveying, providing boundary surveys for residential, farm, and commercial properties, along with FEMA elevation certificates and construction layout services. Mountain State Land Surveying, call 304-476-8668 for all of your surveying needs. Again, that's Mountain State Land Surveying, 304-476-8668, a proud supporter of South Harrison High School. And we are back here live after that extended break. The alma mater and the national anthem have been played by the South Harrison High School Marching Band. We didn't want to cut back in the middle of all that. And the flag line and the band are out on the field. Cheerleaders out there holding the South Harrison Hawks football sign with the helmet in the middle that the football players will run through. And here come the South Harrison Hawks. Danny, senior's going to run out here one more time.
And those things mean something. I really believe they do. I think they're feeling that. Again, it's a night they'll never forget.
Here come the Hawks, making their way through the tunnel prepared for them by the band and the flag line. They have now emerged through the sign. One more time for some of these seniors. One more time. The flag line, Danny, I was commenting off the air, you know the field conditions are very poor. When they were walking very gingerly out onto the field because they feared they would fall.
Yeah, they definitely were, and it looked like they could fall. I mean, it really, it looked like they could fall down. But they didn't.
They did not.
They did not.
And they've made their way now off to the side.
But they're slipping and sliding. I'm watching some of the band members just walking, slipping and sliding.
The Liberty Mountaineers have made their way out to the field wearing white tonight. The Hawks in their black uniforms and orange numbers. Coach Underwood and his pullover. Just thought I'd add that in there.
There you go.
Listen, we try to set the scene here.
The mental picture that you guys given at home. If you really want to feel like you're here, you should go outside and stand in the cold air and listen.
The Hawks lining up to meet captains at midfield. Again, if you're just tuning in, Brent Barnett is in uniform and expected to play at least some role in tonight's contest. One last time, Brent Barnett, Chris Thomas will make their way out on the field as a football senior. Representing the Liberty Mountaineers as seniors, number 56, Deacon Stearns, number 64, Zachary Hayes, and number 4, Chance Howe. For the Hawks, number 23, the Lost Creek Freak, Brent Barnett, Number 14, Landon McFadden, also playing tonight, and somehow that all got, lost in the shuffle. He is back in uniform, planning to play. Number 10, Chris Thomas. Number 75, Trey Waller. How did we not mention that Landon McFadden was playing?
I think the emphasis tonight has been on the seniors. That's the focus. But obviously, we may not have mentioned it in the pregame, but his presence will be felt, and we will call his name a lot tonight. As he goes the Hawks offense. There's no doubt he's the number one playmaker on this team. I didn't think we'd see him playing back again. But at least we get another opportunity. He's very fun to watch. He could score on any play. And I'm anxious to see him again tonight. Good news is he's only a junior, and he'll be back next season.
Okay, so we had this discussion last week. Offensively, what is the best option here? Obviously, passing seems to be out of the question, right? Because your timing is going to be off because of your footing. What do you think?
I think it's mainly going to be about a running attack tonight. It's not raining. I mean, last game it was raining more. So they may be able to pass in somewhat of a limited capacity. Sometimes when the field is slippery, it actually benefits the receiver because they know where they're going to be going.
Yeah.
And so they can so you may be able to sneak a pass in, get somebody deep, but as long as it doesn't rain. I mean, the field's slippery, but it's and muddy, but there's not rain falling. And I think that makes a difference.
South Harrison has won the toss and has elected to receive, so the Hawks are going to go on offense first. And, of course, we're going to get to see the Lost Creek Freak back in action tonight, and Landon McFadden also back out there. Landon only missed a week, and he's back. I'm not certain that he's 100%. I watched him warm up, and he was favoring the high ankle sprain that he had, and so we'll see.
Well, I can tell you what, I'm watching him on the sideline. He's fired up and ready to play. And when they came through the flag there, the kids were fired up. I mean, listen, this is a 1-8 football team, but they're enthusiastic to play football here tonight. And I think they do that for the seniors, and I think they do it because they love football and they love this community. Kudos to these kids and coaching staff because they still have a passion for this game tonight.
Number 4, the senior, 6'1", 170-pound Chance Howell lines up to kick it away for the Hawks, awaiting the kickoff. Number 32, Jacob Haddix, and number 24, Hunter Daughtry. My mind went blank.
Both those are, tonight as we go through, let's talk about the guys. These are guys that played key roles, and they'll be back next year.
Absolutely.
McFadden, obviously he'll be back next year. So,
and a correction, that is 35, Hunter Bunch. Both freshmen back there. Bunch has it. He's up over the 25. Tries to get to the 30. Takes a hard hit but stays on his feet. Gets to the outside. Bunch has some room. Fumbles the football, and Liberty's going to recover. He took a big hit around the 25, stayed on his feet, and took a hit there. Looks a little bit shaky.
Yeah, he did a nice job of bouncing off of the tackle and getting to the outside, but he did at the end. Really, the Liberty player just went straight for the stripping of the football. He just stripped it away, and big play for the Mountaineers. Looked like it was going to be a big play for the Hawks. And I think sometimes that's where we talk about some of the strength of the younger, an older player versus a younger player and the ability to hold on to that ball. And, again, it is slippery.
Trainers attending to Bunch down there on the sideline. Seemed really shaky. Coach Underwood makes his way over as South Herrick them out of the playoff picture last year. McKinney under center. Fumbles the snap. Being pursued. He gets it out in what looks like a planned screen pass. It is caught by number 34, Seth McIntyre, the junior, and he scampers for a Mountaineer first down inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it was definitely a set screen. The timing was thrown off a little bit because of the fumble there. I give the quarterback credit, though, that he was able to go ahead and gather himself and still execute the screen, and it was a big play for them right off the bat.
Ball placed at the 20-yard line. McKinney is under center. Snap. It's going to be a handoff to his halfback, number 21, Chayton Harris. He's a sophomore. He runs for about 7 yards. Correction, number 24, Savion Beafor was on that carry.
And we see the line of scrimmage, the push that this offensive line for Liberty is getting right now. And that's what we've talked about. We made reference to it in the pregame. And right now, at least early in the contest, they're getting a really strong push up front.
2nd down and 3. Hand off to the fullback. That's number 34, Seth McIntyre, who runs ahead. He's down inside the 10-yard line. Looks like he gets the 9. More importantly, he picks up a Liberty Mountaineer first down.
Definitely not as much room that time. It was a screen, but if you're going to throw it, that's a safe play. But, yeah, you can see it after that. They're just going to power the football. That's their game plan. That's what they want to do. So far on this drive, it's been successful.
Offsides against the Mountaineers, that's going to back them up 5 to about the 14-yard line. Still going to be 1st and goal from the 14.
If the Hawks can get a stop here, it would be a major – that's a win. After the turnover, if you can hold them from points here or even to a field goal, they do have a good field goal kicker in Howe. But even holding them to 3 would be a victory here after that turnover. The last couple plays, the Hawks defense starting to tighten up. And we talked about McFadden obviously being at quarterback. He's out there on defense right now as well.
On that last tackle, number 75, Trey Waller. Trying to get a number there. The Hawks D'd it up really, really well. Chris Thomas and Austin King in on the tackle. The ball carrier trying to get a number. Do you see the number, Danny, by chance?
I missed the number. They're already starting to get muddy a little bit.
Yeah, it's difficult. Maybe a gain of 1 puts it right at the 10-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 10. So, Danny, again, if the Hawks can get a stop here.
Yeah, big. Like I say, even if they'd hold them to 3, I think that's a win after the turnover deep in their territory. Hopefully they can hold them to 0.
McKinney will pass. Receiver in the end zone. And you see that the timing and everything was off there. He was just trying to get his feet there, and he wasn't able to do it. The intended receiver, number 22, Seth Davis, is incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down.
Nice stop here by the Hawk defense. I think that was big. Liberty may come out of it with 3, but even if they do, that's again, I feel like that's a victory after the turnover. And something to watch. I just saw it there on the last play, but the Hawks were taking one side of the line and switching them to the other side of the line. We'll talk about that more later.
Howe will attempt a field goal, and he makes it. So Liberty will get the field goal. They'll go up 3-0. But if you're the Hawks, Danny, and correct me if I'm wrong, you would have to feel good about that after fumbling the football in your own territory, and then the defense did a pretty solid job of keeping them out of the end zone.
I totally agree. Yeah, that you turn it over in your own territory. It's a momentum thing for Liberty. They come out the first play, screen pass, get a really big gain. But then the Hawk defense didn't blink. They stood tall and they made the stop, held them to 3 points. In these kind of games, listen, if you're South Harrison, you just want to keep this game close.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. Keep this game close and get in the fourth quarter, and your confidence will grow as the game goes on, and you want to give yourself a chance to be able to win at the end. And so hopefully we can get, this time get the offense going, get some momentum, some continuity on the ground, and get the momentum back in our direction.
So the Mountaineers will be set to kick it away to the Hawks, and looks like number 35, Hunter Bunch, is back out there. He looked pretty wobbly there coming off the field, but apparently he's okay.
Able to shake it off, and these players are they're tough, and they have a lot of heart to want to keep going back out there. And we see that from all the Hawk players. I mean, they've suffered bumps and bruises and injuries, and they keep coming back and playing hard.
Interesting switch there. I don't know if you've seen that, but Bunch, they switched him from the left side of the field to the right side of the field, and then on the whistle switched him and Daughtry. Short kick. into the hands of Zach Feathers. He catches it at 25. He's up to the 30, 31, maybe gets the 32. Right in the middle of the field. I'll tell you what he did get, and that's muddy.
He did get muddy, and a lot of people got muddy right there, a lot of players. That was just a designed kind of bloop kick. Teams have been really doing that more often than not to South Harrison, and just kicked it up high. One of the up men, Feathers, got it. Not a bad return.
Right.
You know?
Be first down and 10 from the Hawk 32-yard line. And McFadden back out there for the Hawks. Barnett out wide to the right. Hand off to Daughtry. Straight up the middle. Gets ahead, gains about 6. I like the play call. You've got McFadden out there. You got Barnett out there. Give it to Daughtry because the defense is going to be keying on McFadden and Barnett.
No question. Just an off-tackle run to the right. It was very well blocked. The offensive line did a good job. There was a hole there. They got a push. And good positive gain on first down. Barnett is split out to the right, and I do look for them to maybe take a shot deep to him early in the game. Watch for that.
Gain of 7 brings up second down and 3. Hand off again to Daughtry. Straight ahead. Close to a first down marker. Gets up over the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Let's see. I mean, he's right at the first down marker.
They gave it to him.
They're saying move it.
I don't know if this is the same crew. There was one week, remember, when they generously, and I'm not saying they gave,
there was never a measurement.
Yeah, they were very confident on multiple occasions that we thought they were surely going to have to measure, and they just.
I thought that deserved a measurement.
Absolutely, it did. And that's right in front of us. Right in front of us.
First and 10 from the 43-yard line. Snap back to McFadden. McFadden hands it off to Pumphrey. Pumphrey runs ahead, just lowers his shoulder, and as a bulldozer just pushes his way ahead and gains 2.
Tom, I got to tell you, I love the fight in these Hawks tonight. Again, last game of the season, tough season, beat up. You know, it could be easy to come in here tonight and just kind of mail it in and just go through the motions. They are not. They've been fired up from the time they came onto the field. They're playing hard. And they're running hard.
Second down and about 7 from the 45-yard line. Snap back to McFadden. Hand off again to Daughtry. Straight up the middle. Near another first down. I love what Chris Underwood is doing with these Hawks tonight. Daughtry gets up to right at midfield, just inside the 50, inside Liberty territory. It's going to be third down and 2, Danny.
And getting 4 yards of carry, that works. I mean, keep doing it, but I give credit to the offensive line. They're making nice holes. Daughtry's running hard, but I'm telling you, they're setting up a play-action deep pass to Barnett. I see it coming soon.
Daughtry gets it again. This time he just slips. He'll lose about a yard. Speaking of that offensive line, let's talk about a few of them out there if we can. Number 75, Trey Waller's out there on the line. Austin King, number 61, out there helping out. Number 53, Dominique Fenton is out there. Just trying to catch some numbers there. 75 for the Hawks, Trey Waller. Did I say that already?
Yes.
Well, he got it.
But he's out there.
Yeah.
And he's on the right side, and honestly, they're running right behind him. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's been the exact same play every single time.
It has.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's been working. And it would have worked on that play, but he slipped.
73, Peyton Kirkpatrick out there as well. Number 65, Ethan Kelly. And number 10, Chris Thomas. Timeout taken, and I think the Hawks are going to talk about it. Ball right at midfield. We're going to take a quick timeout. Big fourth down play coming up. Stay tuned. Mountain State Land Surveying, providing boundary surveys for residential, farm, and commercial properties, along with FEMA elevation certificates and construction layout services. Mountain State Land Surveying, call 304-476-8668 for all of your surveying needs. Again, that's Mountain State Land Surveying, 304-476-8668, a proud supporter of South Harrison High School. Richards Heating and Air Conditioning for all your heating and cooling needs.
installation and service. Phone 304-884-6400. Located in Jane Lew and serving the South Harrison area. Call Richards Heating and Air Conditioning at 304-884-6400. Visit their webpage at richardsheating.com or find them on Facebook under Richards Heating and Air Conditioning.
Big fourth down play here. Ball at midfield. Fourth down and a long two. Snap comes back to McFadden. Hand off to Daughtry. Daughtry's got a first down. Stays on his feet. Tries to get to the outside. He does. He's up over the 45. Down to about the 41-yard line. Nice run there by Hunter Daughtry. And the Hawks move the chains. Danny, they're doing some really good things here, and it's the same play every time.
Same play every time, but it's working, and they're pulling. They did that time. I haven't noticed it every time.
Again, same play. Not going to happen. And, well, I guess you run it until it doesn't work anymore, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the first time they ran to the left. They've been going to the right every time, but they tried it to the left. Not as much room. But a nice drive here. This is what you want. They're sustaining some things, putting together a couple first downs. Clock's running. I mean, I think you want to take a slow, methodical approach tonight.
Best defense is good
clock.
Offense, right?
I agree.
Receivers to the left. Snap back to McFadden. This time handoff to Pumphrey. Again, Liberty back in the backfield, so nothing happening there. As a matter of fact, a loss of about 2, and it's going to bring up third down and 12. Now what do you do in this situation?
I would try a screen pass. I mean, something kind of safe. See if you can get some yardage. You would still be up. You could potentially go for it on fourth down.
Are you 2 down territory at this point?
I think it depends what happens on this play, how many yards you get. I think you got to be 3 yards or less to go for it in this situation.
So you're saying this is not necessary. He's not thinking 4 down territory. Right?
I wouldn't be.
Movement on the Liberty line. No flag is thrown. Snap comes back. McFadden will pass. Passes it up the field looking for the Lost Creek Freak. Tries to make a play on it. Defended there. Incomplete by number 22 for the Mountaineers. Seth Davis broke it up. Fourth down and 12. Is this a punt?
It looks like it's going to be. I definitely think it should be. Hey, it's 3-0. Your defense held them down there last time. Colombo's a very good punter. Let him put it down deep and make them have to drive the length of the field. Hopefully you can get a stop and get the ball right back where you're at now. On that last play, it was just a deep pass down the left sideline. He threw it up, hoping Barnett could make a play. The defense did a nice job on it.
Colombo on to punt it away, standing at his own 43. Snap back. It's a good snap. It's been an issue in the past. Almost blocked, but he gets it away. Takes a hop inside the 20, a South Harrison bounce, and it's going to just stop dead in the mud right around the 16-yard line, 17-yard line, and that's where the Mountaineers are going to start.
Well, the Hawks were able to at least put together some first downs right there. They showed that they have the ability to open up some holes and get some positive runs. You'd like to get points there, obviously. They didn't, but they did change field position here. So a 3-and-out, you hope to get the ball right back where you were a minute ago with the first down. We'll see if this Hawk defense can tighten up and get another stop after their red zone stop on the last drive.
Seth McKinney, the quarterback, under center. I formation, hands it off to the back. He's met by number 25, Seth Pumphrey, who brings him down. As soon as I get a number, I'll tell you the Liberty runner. That is number 23, Dwayne Buchanan. And a gain of 3 will bring up second down and 7. He got up right around the 20.
Just straight eyes. You called it. They got 2 lead blockers up in front of the tailback. Really, the Hawks did a nice job there to hold that gain. There was a little bit of a hole at first, but the Hawks closed in on it quickly. It seems like the Mountaineers are running a handful of different players. I mean, they're mixing it up with their running backs.
Back in the I formation, second down and 7. Hand off. This time to Seth Davis. Gets up over the 30, and that'll move the chains.
Toss sweep to the right. It was well blocked. Davis was able to get to the outside there and cut up the field. Took a nice shot really at the end of the play. Not sure which Hawk player it was. Put a good hit on him. I almost thought there was maybe a fumble there for a second, but nobody scrambled for the ball. So
1st and 10 right at the 30-yard line. Hand off to the fullback. Seth McIntyre still on his feet. First down. Nathan Radcliffe literally rode him for about 5 yards. He shrugged him off and kept going up near midfield. Liberty moves the chains once again.
He took a big hit really at the line of scrimmage. Looked like he'd probably get tackled there. I don't know how, but he bounced right off of that and then kind of just went right up the middle of the field for a pretty long gain. That was a hard, tough run by McIntyre on that play.
Barnett not playing on the defensive end of the ball. Trying to find McFadden. McKinley's going to pass. Intended receiver there, number 22, Seth Davis. Covering for the Hawks, number 24, Hunter Daughtry.
Who's done a really good job this season as a defender against the pass. I mean, I feel like in most every situation he's been in coverage. He's been on the receiver. I know he's had at least an interception this season, maybe more than one. He's batted some balls away. So he's been very solid as a defensive back.
Second down and 10. McKinley. Hands it off to Davis. Davis meets number 25, Seth Pumphrey. And, well, it's a different kind of play.
He picked him up and threw him down again, and that happened last week a couple times, right? I mean, or at least, that's become his signature move. It's like the wrestling tackle. It's like he's
like a
picking
body
up,
slam, yeah.
We'll have to come up with a name for that.
Give it a minute. We'll come up with something. Ball right at midfield, 3rd down and 8.
Ooh.
Fumbled snap. McKinley trying to make something happen, and he'll be sacked by number 10, Chris Thomas, all the way back to the 40, and Liberty's going to be forced to punt it away. The Hawks just showed up tonight, Danny.
Absolutely. They came ready to play. It's because they love the game of football, and I think it's also because they love their fellow seniors and they want them to go out with a win tonight. And I love the passion and the heart that they're playing with.
McFadden is out there on the defensive end. It just didn't seem. Haddock's back to return the punt. Howell will punt it away. Snap. Short punt. And it just barely gets back to the original line of scrimmage. The Hawks are going to have tremendous field position right at their own 49-yard line. So you talked about the importance of flipping the field, and it's definitely working in the Hawks' favor.
Well, think about this. They are literally.
This time Liberty says, nope, not. 1st and 10 from the South Harrison 49-yard.
We know the weather conditions aren't great for that, but it's there, I think, if they want it.
4 receivers. Haddock's in motion from right to left. He gets the handoff and will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Nope, he'll lose a yard on the play.
Definitely the Mountaineer defense has adjusted. Early on, the Hawks were pushing them back. Now you see that off the defensive line really getting in the backfield. And, again, I think they're starting to do some run blitzing with their linebackers, and it makes it difficult. They're bringing more people than what are blockers, and it's working so far.
3-0 is the score after 1. Liberty leading South Harrison 3-0. It'll be South Harrison football when we start the second half.
If you are a South Harrison High School Hawk fan and have dreams of big things to come for our athletic teams and our facilities, we would love to have you join our team. The South Harrison High School Athletic Boosters meet the second Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. Volunteering today creates opportunities for our teams in the future. The South Harrison High School Athletic Boosters are cheering for you, Hawks. Let's do this.
Need to sell your home but don't know where to start? My name is Danny Knight with Home Finders Plus, and I will help you. I will advise you on exactly what you need to do to get your home ready to sell, and will give you an honest, accurate, and professional opinion of what your home will sell for. It's my goal to help you every step of the way and make selling your home a stress-free experience. Call me today at 304-629-3608, email danny@homefindersplus.com, or visit our website, homefindersplus.com. Danny Knight, Home Finders Plus, broker Monica Goral, 304-629-3608.
South Harrison making their way back out onto the football field. Third down and 11 for the Hawks. 4 receivers, 2 to the left, including Barnett, 2 to the right. McFadden, snap back. It's going to be a screen pass out to Haddix. Liberty was all over it. Looks like somebody maybe missed a blocking assignment.
It was they had it set up with 2 blockers over there and 1 defender. The defender did a good job of getting away from the block and made the play. Had they got him blocked or had that defender not made that play, it was going to be a first down and more. I like the call there. That's what I was saying on the last third down, to maybe throw a screen pass.
So the Hawks are going to punt it away. Colombo back out there again, now standing at his own 37-yard line to punt it. Danny, the question that comes to my mind is, how long can the Hawks defense sustain or hold back this Mountaineer football team?
We're going to see. I mean, it makes it it's difficult, like I say, when you talk about the experience and the size and strength. Good punt.
Punt caught right around the 15-yard line by number 24, Savion Biafor, and he's brought down there by number 32, Jacob Haddix. And once again, a tremendous job by Colombo. He's been put in some really bad situations throughout the season. That football actually skimmed across the field. He had to pick it up and punt it quickly.
It did. He has fielded tough snaps. He has avoided blocks. He's done a lot. I mean, punters don't get a lot of recognition, but he has made a lot of plays. And right now tonight, he's helping them win the field position battle.
3-0 is the score. Liberty on top. Handoff to the running back, Biafor. He gets maybe a yard, and he's met by a host of Hawks. In there, Ethan Kelly, 25, Seth Pumphrey, and number 61, Austin King, who seems to be banged up a little bit. He was over here on the sideline limping around, and we can see that he's still potentially struggling out there on the football field. Just so much heart.
Yeah, just throughout this roster, top to bottom, these kids keep coming back and playing hard, and I love their spirit here tonight. And Seth Pumphrey is playing his heart out. He's just on defense. He's all over the field.
Austin King, another senior out there for the Hawks. Handoff to Davis. Gets to the outside, has a first down. He seems to be their, in my opinion, their best back. And he has a lot of speed, and he got to the outside and moved the chains for the Mountaineers.
Did a nice job of it was up inside, but he skipped it out to the outside there, broke it to the outside, able to get the first down. I agree. He's definitely been their most productive back, and I like the way he runs. If you're the Hawks now, you'd love to get a turnover, a fumble. I've seen McKinley kind of bobble a couple snaps.
Ball 37-yard line, first down and 10. Hawks in the backfield. Just, ladies and gentlemen, bear with us. It's so muddy just trying to find a number on some of these players. Again, that was Davis and Austin King. and Chris Thomas all over it. Loss of 1 brings up 2nd down and 11, pushes them back to the 46.
And Pumphrey was in on that as well. I don't know that he made the tackle, but what he did do was he pushed the blocker right back into the running back and caused him to stop, and then the other Hawk players were cut. They came in for the tackle.
And I said the 46. It's actually the 36. I formation. McKinley gets the snap. Hands it off to his back. Buchanan has a 1st down. Gets near midfield and will be tackled by number 24, Hunter Daughtry.
Off left tackle run. That was very well blocked that time. And the running back just did a good job of going through the hole and then staying behind his other blockers. And it was enough for another 1st down.
1st and 10 now from the Mountaineer 48-yard line. The freshman, number 8, Eli Norman, out there on the field, and I noticed him so quickly because he's the only one that still has a white uniform. Handoff to Davis. In Hawk territory, down to the 45. Correction, that's number 24, Savion Beafor, the sophomore. He gets down to the Hawks' 45-yard line, brings up 2nd down and 4.
Beafor also is a good runner as well. Obviously, he's a younger player as a sophomore, but I see the potential and the athletic ability that he has. That time had a nice little, what I would call a little wiggle in the hole to kind of break free and get into some positive yardage there.
2nd down. McKinley bobbled to snap again, but is able to hold on, hands it off to McIntyre. McIntyre gets to the outside. He's down to the 20, still on his feet, and he'll get into the end zone. I don't see any flags on the field, and looks like the Mountaineers are going to get into the end zone. A handoff again to Seth McIntyre, the junior fullback, and he takes it to the house.
It was a fullback dive. He broke the initial tackle and then really showed pretty good speed to get to the outside, and he was able to get down the field. He had some nice blocking down the field. The Hawk fans wanted a block in the back, but I don't think it was. And he got all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Howe out to attempt the extra point. McKinney will hold. Snap back. McKinney puts it down. Howe kicks it, puts it up and through. The score, Liberty 10, South Harrison nothing. You know, my concern going into that drive, and I said it, was whether or not South Harrison could maintain or sustain that drive. Liberty's coming at them with so many different types of backs, and it's kind of like you get used to one and you have to adjust to another one. We know what that's like. We had Thunder and Lightning last year.
Absolutely, and it is. I mentioned it earlier. It just seems like they're mixing it up. I think, 3 or 4 different guys at least have carried the football for Liberty, and they're running out of that stack I, so they've got 2 lead blockers a lot of times. That wears you down, and they do have the size advantage up front. So, yeah, you mentioned it. Could they sustain it? Maybe starting to wear the Hawk defense down a little bit. We'll see how far this emotion can carry the Hawks. What they really need right now is a big play offensively. Don't let this game start to get away from you. Get right back in this thing with a score on offense.
Mountaineers will kick it away to the Hawks. So, at this point, I kept waiting for the play that the Hawks were setting up for. It seemed like are they just trying to keep McFadden and Barnett out of harm's way? You think that's what's going on here tonight?
It's part of it, yeah, because McFadden hasn't run it at all, and that's abnormal. Barnett, they did throw it to him once. And I get that. Both players they're not healthy. Yeah. They kind of grabbed it and then rolled over into 10 yards, but he really did. The official did a good job right there. It's tough.
It was not going to go 10 yards. It got stuck in that mud, and it wasn't going to move.
Yeah, if you're going to get it was a little bit too much bouncing in the middle of the field, which you're not going to get much.
Now, Danny, wait a minute. The officials are actually discussing this, like maybe someone thinks that they did recover.
It was absolutely on this side of the 50. There's not any question. Right where that official's standing is where the ball stopped. Kudos to the Liberty player for picking it up and rolling over the 50 to try to make it look that way.
There we go.
and
Yeah.
illegal touching.
Yeah, they are going to go with it. But you agree there seemed to be a little bit of disagreement down there.
Looked like it. But the right call was made in the end, and the Hawks get good field position. Hey, we just need a big play here, break something.
Some offense back, and back to that. What are their options here? Because they ran that off tackle play, 7-8 times?
Yeah,
in a row.
I would like a play action off of that. Fake that and then throw maybe a screen, not a screen, maybe a slant or a skinny post to Barnett, breaking free into the middle part of the field.
Snap back to McFadden. They are looking for Barnett down the field. He dives for it, just out of reach. He's not able to get to it, and it's incomplete.
It was a deep shot down the field. I suspected they were going to do that some, but it was more of almost a timing route than anything else. McFadden got it, kind of waited a second, and just threw it up, hoping that Barnett would be able to run under it. It was just a little too far, asking a little too much for him to get that far, especially with the muddy conditions that are here tonight.
So it'll be second down, ball at the 49-yard line of the Mountaineers. McFadden will pass it again. And he throws it up the field, no one in the area. I think that's definitely a miscommunication or something.
I think it came off of his hand weird is what it really looked like. It maybe slipped out of his hands. It was otherwise I don't know who he was throwing it to. And after the pass was incomplete, I saw him wiping his right hand on his pants. That probably is what happened.
Okay, so you throw it first down, second down. Do you have to pass it here on third down?
I think you do.
Barnett and Haddix out wide to the right.
I mean, it was running through there. Had he not been standing there, Barnett would have made the catch. I don't think he would have got the first down.
And Colombo back out there to punt it away.
Yeah, the snap just came back and bounced. Colombo did a great job to field it, but just there was guys in his face as far as they were going to block, and he tried to run to the outside, and they made the tackle. So just a big loss there, not able to get the punt even off.
Colombo's done, we talked about it earlier, he's done an excellent job all year long of handling some very difficult snaps. That one just didn't quite work out.
I mean, they ought to use him as a receiver. He has very good hands. He really does. And honestly, these last couple snaps, he's fielded it off the ground like a shortstop. They might try him on the baseball team. I mean, he looks pretty good out there making those catches.
1st and 10 from the 35. McKinney will pass. Intended receiver there, number 22, Seth Davis, is incomplete. And again, covering number 24, Hunter Daughtry.
Interesting that both teams are running these kind of timing passes, okay? Now, I mean, it was a deep shot, but it was more the quarterback kind of dropping back and throwing it up, kind of a timing thing. And how are you going to have timing when it's muddy? Like, you're normally on solid ground, and I just think it throws the timing of those plays off.
Hands it off to Beafor. Beafor straight up the middle. Gets up over the 30. It'll be a first down. Waller in on the tackle. And number 61, Austin King. Chains will move for the Mountaineers.
And back to the passing choices that both teams are making. I mean, they're basically saying, hey, run by the guy. We're going to throw it up, and you can go get it. But the I said before the game, the advantage in on-field conditions like this, go to the receiver because they know where they're going to go. Run a route where you make a fake one way and go to the inside. The defender's going to have a hard time standing there.
McKinney looks like an option play. He keeps it and gets up to the 35, or down to the 35, I should say. And he is tackled by number 61, Austin King. Field conditions very, very poor in this area of the football field. Literally, when the players go down, they slide for about 3 or 4 feet.
Yes, they do. It was an option play to the right. kind of handled the ball with one hand. As slippery as the ball is, I thought that was dangerous. He was able to get through the play without fumbling, though.
2nd down and 5 for the Mountaineers. McKinney under center. Hands it off to number 23, Dwayne Buchanan. And he's brought down by 73, Kirkpatrick, as he nears the first down marker, and gets down to about the 20-yard line. He needs another yard. It'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Mountaineers, and you sort of start getting the sense that this could start getting away from the Hawks.
A little bit. This offensive line now really just creating good holes, but I also wanted to say about the backs, they're kind of like they're doing a nice job of just kind of picking through the line. You know what I mean? They're following their
methodical.
blocks. Yeah, they're following their blocks well. They're kind of just waiting patiently and then hitting holes when they come open, and it's being very successful right now.
McKinney under center. Hands it off to his fullback, McIntyre, who gets the first down, nears the 15-yard line, moves the chains, and keeps the drive alive.
Right now, if you're the Hawk defense, you just want to, it's a very muddy part of the field, try to get a strip. That's his part of the field. It just happened at Barnett.
And there, number 14, Landon McFadden as well. Waller, King, 11, Radcliffe. It was a bunch of Hawks in there. It's going to be 2nd down and about 5. Ball at the 10-yard line.
I just want to use the same word. Just the running back, just kind of picking his way through the line, patient, waiting. And I think some of the field conditions are making them be patient because you can't have that burst. But I think that's a deadly combination right now because their offensive line's doing a nice job, but the backs are really being patient and finding the right hole.
Toss back to Davis. Brought down by number 45, Zach Feathers. Correction on the run there, Biafor again to the outside. I've been noticing the offensive line of the Mountaineers when they hit the defensive line of the Hawks. It's like the Hawks can't get their feet, and they're actually like sliding. Their feet are just sliding back in the mud.
That makes very good sense, and that I hadn't thought about that, but that certainly would be a factor. Again, that's a situation where the offense knows where they're going, and they're kind of going forward, and it's harder. Defensively, they may need to just try to be more aggressive, blitzing up the field with their linebackers and their linemen.
3rd down and 3 from the 8. Hand off to McIntyre. This time Haddock's in the backfield quickly. And a loss of 1 will bring up 4th down. Danny, you said it. They tightened up in the red zone. One more play. Will they bring on the field goal? Will they bring Chance Howell out to kick a field goal?
I tell you, though, look at the field right there. Think about trying to kick. Because it's if they do kick, they're going to be putting the ball down. And you use a kicking block, but he's going to be trying to put that plant foot in nothing but mud. And I think that's why they're going to just go ahead and go for it here.
They're going to need 3 good yards, almost 4, to get a first down. McKinney hands it off to McIntyre, who gets the first down and gets the goal line, waiting on a signal, and we got a touchdown.
Very late and not very confident signal for a touchdown. It's hard for us to see from here. That was the McIntyre again. He's the middle back. That play's been very successful, and he did a nice job. He kind of set the block up. It wasn't open there for a second. He was patient, let it develop, and he kind of cut back into the hole, able to get the touchdown.
Howell out there to kick the extra point, and your point about the field goal definitely comes to life here as he's out there kicking the mud off of his shoes, and he's able to kick the extra point up and through. The score here, Liberty 17, South Harrison nothing. Taking a break. Stay tuned.
Mountain State Land Surveying, providing boundary surveys for residential, farm, and commercial properties, along with FEMA elevation certificates and construction layout services. Mountain State Land Surveying, call 304-476-8668 for all of your surveying needs. Again, that's Mountain State Land Surveying, 304-476-8668, a proud supporter of South Harrison High School. Richards Heating and Air Conditioning for all your heating and cooling needs. Installation and service. Phone 304-884-6400. Located in Jane Lew and serving the South Harrison area. Call Richards Heating and Air Conditioning at 304-884-6400. Visit their webpage at richardsheating.com or find them on Facebook under Richards Heating and Air Conditioning.
2:50 to go here in the first half. The Hawks trailing 17-0. And the Mountaineers are set to kick it away. Chance Howell.
I feel like the score is not 100% indicative of the competitiveness of this game. I do feel like South Harrison has been more competitive than what the score shows right now, but certainly Liberty starting to gain more and more momentum as this game's going on.
Howell kicks it away. It's brought back there by number 24, Hunter Daughtry. He starts at his own 25, and he's able to get up to about the 29.
And clearly McFadden not 100%. I mean, not even. I mean, we can see that somewhat, but I mean, he hasn't run the ball at all. And so this coaching staff, they know he's not really.
And if you watched him roll out of the pocket on a couple of those passes,
very tentative.
Yes, absolutely.
Gingerly. Very gingerly.
Very good.
Oh, thank you.
1st and 10 from the 29 for the Hawks. Cold evening here in Lost Creek. Two receivers to the right. Snap back to McFadden. Hand off to Daughtry. He's going to get about 6 on that play. Took a hit late. And you almost think if he got out, if he was able to get past that defender, he probably has a first down and more.
First down and more, maybe still running. That's back to the play that's been their bread and butter tonight and been the successful play. Just running off tackle to the right. I think they've been pulling a guard there to help out a little bit, and that's worked.
Second down and 4. There's McFadden. He'll run. He's got a first down. Breaks it to the outside. Liberty totally caught off guard. McFadden gets down inside Liberty territory, down to about the 44-yard line, and he gets up limping.
Yeah, did a really nice job. Faked it. It was looked like a run pass or a RPO, or it was an option. He could hand it off or keep it. He decided to keep it. Not a surprise. He wants to run the ball. He's probably been lobbying the whole night to do it. Would have liked to seen him just go ahead and run out of bounds there rather than take that tackle. I mean, because he maybe got an extra yard or two, but his health is more important than that yard or two.
He's definitely limping after that play. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Low snap, he handles it. Daughtry trying to get to the outside. He does. He's going to gain maybe a yard or two, but that had the potential of being a negative yardage play, and he makes something out of it.
Did a really good job to get the snap and get a hold of it and get the handoff. And then it looked like to me that it was well blocked. Daughtry just not able to get quite enough traction to get the speed necessary to break to the outside.
The score 17-0, Liberty on top. 1:31 to go here in the first half. The Hawks driving. They take a timeout. We'll take one as well. Stay tuned.
Buying a new home is very exciting, but it can also be very overwhelming and an intimidating process. My name is Danny Knight with Home Finders Plus, and I make it my goal to partner with you and be there for you every step of the way. From showings all the way to the closing table, I will make your home buying process enjoyable and stress-free. Call me today at 304-629-3608, email Danny@homefindersplus.com, or visit our website, homefindersplus.com. Danny Knight, Home Finders Plus, broker Monica Gorel, 304-629-3608.
Second down and 10, make it 9. Coming out of the timeout, we saw Landon McFadden run the football for the first time this evening.
Not surprisingly, it was the biggest play of the Hawks offensive package so far tonight.
Yeah. And you could tell Liberty was just completely and totally caught off guard.
I think they were settled in to say, okay, he's not healthy, he's not going to run it. Just basically like we were thinking.
4 receivers. McFadden will pass it. It's a screen pass out. Caught there by Pumphrey. Takes a couple tackles and then stays on his feet near a South Harrison first down. We'll have to see where they mark him out. They're going to mark him just short. But a nice play there. Gain of about 7 is going to bring up 3rd down and 1.
He did a nice job of just slipping away from a couple tackles there. Looked like he was going to be tackled for a very minimal gain, but he got off those tacklers and kept his balance. Nice game, makes it really 3rd and short here. Get another first down, keep this drive going. Hopefully get some points on the board before the half.
Ball right at the 36-yard line. 4 receivers all to the right. Pumphrey out of the backfield. It's 5 receivers. McFadden drops back. Looks up the field. He's going to keep it. Passes it up. Caught. I don't even know who caught it.
I believe it's Daughtry.
It is Daughtry. Daughtry catches it inside the 20 down to about the 16-yard line.
There was a flag thrown on the other side of the field here, and I'm not sure what it's going to be. You would think it would be defensive holding where they threw it, but I don't know.
I see Barnett throwing his arms up. I don't know what that is. Do you know?
Looked like it was a personal foul. Trying to see if I don't think the public address.
If that was he held his hands up in an X over his head and then come down and made it looked like almost like a kung fu type thing, right?
I got to be honest with you. I have never seen that particular penalty motion before. So maybe it's a new thing. Did he do it again? I turned my head.
He did it again.
Same thing?
Same thing. The little thing above his head. And then he come down almost like he was, he put his fist to his open hand and almost like he was going to bow. I have no idea. Here's what I do know. A first down that was down inside the 20 is now back at midfield with 3rd down and about 18.
Very disappointing play. And I want to talk about the play call and the play selection after this.
5 receivers, 4 to his left, 1 to his right. A hobbled up McFadden gets hit really hard. Just could not defend himself. Down inside the 40, takes a sack, huge loss, and Colombo's going to come out. And with about 57 seconds left, he's going to be forced to punt it away.
And he's going to be standing in a very muddy section of the field again. You got to hope that's a better snap because I don't know that the ball will bounce off of that mud. So let's go back to the 3rd and 1 real quick if we have a chance. So it's 3rd and 1. You're at the 35-yard line of Liberty, and you try to throw a pass. I mean, pound it up inside there, get the first down. I mean, go for it again on 4th if you have to. And really, McFadden had opportunities to go ahead and run for it.
And didn't.
Yeah,
because I even said he tucks it.
And he's fortunate. I mean, in this condition, he made a good pass, but it's hard to make the catch. It's hard to make the throw. And then, of course, the long developing of the play caused there to be a penalty, whatever that was that they called.
South Harrison runs the game clock down to 27 and calls a timeout.
And, I mean, maybe they were thinking some clock stuff, but they had timeouts. You got to get the first down there. Just not sure why you would do that.
Changes the complexion of the game, does it not? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
So now they're going to punt it away with 27 seconds left, and you'd have to think the Hawks are looking at that as one they let get past them.
For sure. And I know people say, hey, it's hindsight. Look, if it wasn't a penalty, they got a first down on a big play, and they did. But it was a very risky situation on 3rd and 1, and I think the fact that it was a long developing play allowed the penalty to occur. I don't think the penalty had anything to do with the play.
Let him. So it's going to be 4th down and 30. 27 seconds remaining. The Hawks trailing 17-0. Colombo's, and he's going to punt from the worst place on the field, right? I mean, those are the worst field conditions out there, right?
Yep.
All the way back at his 25, no, I can't even tell. Snap back, gets the punt away. Takes a South Harrison roll down inside the Liberty 44 to the 43. Sounds great. 18 seconds to go. Well, Danny, I mean, we go back to that play.
Yeah, didn't like it. I don't, even though they got the first. I mean, I didn't. It needed to be a run, and I think they may go down and score there. Changes everything. 17-7. I don't know. I mean, I know we're assuming a lot. They may not have got the touchdown.
Deep pass intended for number 22, Seth Davis. And I'm going to tell you something. Liberty's not packing it in to go into halftime, are they?
I was going to ask, like, what do you think? But I almost felt like it was a dumb question because you're up 17-0. It's muddy. Just take a knee. But that's not what they're thinking. And they threw it deep, and he almost made a play on the ball.
He did. 10 seconds left. Take the knee now.
I would, but what do I know?
Time tells.
Yep.
Nope. Gonna pass it again. Flag is thrown. The ball is as well intended again for Davis. Is incomplete. Hunter Daughtry able to jump up there and make a play on it. Again, there is a flag on the play. 4 seconds remaining.
Daughtry again made a good play on the ball. He does a good job. And it's okay. So it's just a matter of opinion. I think I would have taken a knee. But let me, ineligible man downfield on Liberty. But let me go ahead and talk about why they're doing that. Here's what they got to be thinking. Hey, I mean, what if a defender falls down? We make a catch, a big play. What if there's a pass interference? I mean, there's some things that can definitely happen because they're throwing deep passes. It's not like it's anything close. So, I mean, I get it. I just would have handled it differently. But I'm in the booth, and they coach. And Liberty has a very good coaching staff. Coach Harmon has done a tremendous job with this football program. It keeps getting better and better.
Look who's out there playing defense, the Lost Creek Freak. McKinney throws it up the field, just over the hands, or over the head, I should say, and just outside the reach of the intended receiver. And that's going to bring the first half to a close. Stay tuned for the Richards Heating and Air Conditioning halftime show.
Richards Heating and Air Conditioning for all your heating and cooling needs. Installation and service. Phone 304-884-6400. Located in Jane Lew and serving the South Harrison area. Call Richards Heating and Air Conditioning at 304-884-6400. Visit their webpage at richardsheating.com or find them on Facebook under Richards Heating and Air Conditioning.
Home or away. Next week, we're going to get together and we're going to do a season wrap-up. And I had the opportunity to talk to some of the other coaches about getting involved in a program next week where we will do a wrap-up of the seasons, and we'll take a look at all the different sports and give coaches an opportunity to talk about successes and what they think moving forward.
It should be a fun show. Looking forward to doing that and, giving the other sports even more publicity and giving them everyone a chance to just kind of, like you say, hear the big picture of what happened this fall. And then, like you say, it's always exciting to look forward to new seasons.
South Harrison High School marching band out there on the football field. And ladies and gentlemen, when I talk about sloppy conditions, they are sloppy conditions, especially right there in the middle of the field, and more so on the scoreboard end of the field. They are pretty sloppy.
And I'm going to tell you what it reminds me of. A hog pen.
Oh, I thought of that earlier. But
honest to God, I tell you, Sherman, they would like that. If they were here tonight, they would rope that off and they'd get those players out there, and they would do the hog pen.
This is exactly what I did. I thought
you-
of it before kickoff, but I
You
would
didn't bring it up.
I would not bring
because you
it
knew
up.
once you did.
Yes.
But listen, does it look like a hog pen or not?
I haven't seen many, but I would just yes,
It's a muddy, sloppy mess.
it is. And when you step into it, it's mud up to your ankles in some spots.
Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking.
I know, you have
You
this-
can hear the wheel. You can see the wheels turn. Folks at home can't see it.
I was a bit mesmerized.
I just was-
you had this look. You were out there. You were staring at the mud, and I don't know what you were
All
thinking.
right,
I'm afraid to ask. Before you say it, ladies and gentlemen, I have not heard this.
He has not. I thought how funny.
Not only for football, but for the other sports.
Yeah. Give us some feedback out there on the app. Messages.
I believe they would actually.
I mean, I don't want to do it.
They
I
would-
don't like the mud.
They would pay to get out of here.
Well, I mean,
Who wants to see that?
I don't know. Just mud. It's just mud. People like to see things in the mud, don't they? Okay.
I don't know. You
hold
tell
on.
me. You're the. I mean,
People
like,
go mudding, right?
They do.
And I left the G off on purpose. Not mudding, mudding. It's different. Okay, they
I
do
got
it.
you.
I've never done it.
Okay.
Have you?
I have not.
All right, but how many people? We have people do, and they have fun. People like mud. They like to play in the mud. Yep.
What is happening right now? This is why I did not bring it up at the beginning. Because had I said, listen, that reminds me of the hog pen, that we talked about down at
Then
Sherman.
this very
then
scenario
this would have happened.
and it still did.
And yes, because I don't know. I guess I was holding out hope that you never thought of it, but you did. But you're mesmerized by this, like you're really captivated by the idea. Now, why in the world?
No, I don't. No. Hold on.
Here's
now. I'm not-
Here's the concern I have. I look over at you, and you're staring down there at the mud, and then what you say to me is, "Can you imagine if you and I went down there and wrestled in it?"
What?
Now, do you feel that I have a reason to be concerned?
No, I just want to wrestle. That's it. Now you're setting me up now.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah,
well, we
yeah.
will do. Everything's my fault.
I don't know how we get out of this without having to do mud wrestling.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna demonstrate how we get out of it. I'm not going down there, so we're out. You're good.
I think there's a fundraiser there somewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to say. He will not let it go. Although the fundraiser idea is actually just
Right.
It would. I could see that. Actually, it's wonderful. Now he's got me thinking about it.
See, that's what I was saying. I didn't. Okay, so the look in my eye. I'm trying to process an idea. It wasn't. It's still not fully developed.
Thank God.
The idea,
Thank God.
but the wheels are still turning.
I hope they fall off.
I don't like mud though. I really don't want to get muddy.
I'm glad, and I guarantee you, I can't think of very many scenarios where you and I would get muddy at the same time.
Yeah.
just telling you straight up. Just wanted to get that out there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there is a football game here. It's halftime. 17-0 is the score. Danny, I'll talk a little bit about, our volleyball season came to an end this past week. Proud of our young ladies. We end up suffering. It's a lot about chemistry.
Mm-hmm. Well, anytime you got changes, and we're witnessing that with the football team, all the different players and how that hurts, and same thing with volleyball. But you were able to get an initial postseason win, though. Is that correct?
We did, yeah. We beat Tigers Valley, and then we played Clay Battelle, and actually, so we had a big mountain to climb. So on Monday we beat Now, here's what potentially could have happened. In order to stay alive, we would have had to, which we did. We beat Tigers Valley. Then we would have had to have beat Clay Battelle. Then we would have had to have played Doddridge. So we'd have had to play 3 matches all in one night. Yeah. So what happened was we beat Tigers Valley, come out and beat Clay Battelle like bad in that first set.
Okay.
Like really played some of our best volleyball. And then I noticed, I don't know if they expended all their energy or what happened, but then Clay Battelle beat us the next 3 sets and we're out. And then we played Tuesday, and we played against a very good Gilmer team, which we hadn't seen in the regular season. Played against a good Gilmer team and competed in 2 of the 3 sets, but just wasn't able to get it done. So we still more than doubled our win total from last year, and I only lost 2 seniors. So we look forward to year number 3.
No doubt. I mean, it's a program being built. It's on the rise, and I think getting a win in the postseason. Last year, you were not able to do that. Is that correct?
Yeah, it definitely
So, I mean,
helps.
it's probably been a while since there's been a postseason win, and I think those kind of things are building blocks, and a great experience for the girls, and like you say, a lot coming back. So that's exciting. I mean, it's very exciting for the future.
Yeah, a lot of exciting things happening around here. And again, ladies and gentlemen, next week, because Hawk Nation will continue, next week we are going to do a season wrap-up of all the different sports.
So let's tell them, when can they expect to just watch on the app? For the podcast will be.
It's difficult, and we really do need to pin down a day where we release it every week. But you're not going to see it before midweek, so you want to start looking midweek.
Okay. And really, people do get notified if you have the podcast.
You do,
app, right? You'll get a notification.
Yes, you will.
That we're on the air, or that we played something. And of course, it's not just. I don't know that we'll do it live if we do, but even if we do or don't, they can listen to it later.
Yeah, I think that in a perfect world, I'd love to do it live and have the coaches, kind of there with us and sit down and talk about it. I tell you, the vision I have, especially with this Spreaker app, we could chat right there live with people while we're live.
I would like to have more feedback from the fans, and I've asked for it a couple times, and
so there's been
some, but I mean, feel free to.
Well, I mean,
chime in there.
But let's be honest, okay? I'm not certain what you're expecting of people. I mean, honestly, Danny, you just said give us feedback about whether or not you'd like to watch us wrestle in the mud.
Well, how hard of it? I mean, either you do or you don't. Yeah,
people are not going to enter that conversation.
You'd be surprised.
Well,
now listen, we've gotten a good. I personally have gotten a good bit of feedback about the hog pen. Multiple people have talked about that they enjoyed that conversation.
I agree. People did reach out and said they enjoyed that, and they actually. I got text messages that had the crying face where people were laughing that hard, rolling on the floor laughing.
Right. And if they were here, they'd be rolling in the mud laughing.
Well, I don't know.
What do you say to that? Folks, if you can leave Tom Sear speechless, you've accomplished something.
It's true.
Congratulations to me. Thank you.
It's true. You deserve an award.
I'm here all night.
You deserve an award. Yeah, speaking of award, I want to probably live on a podcast, if not the proper time to do it. But, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about feedback. Maybe this is something where you could let us know. How I have these brainy ideas, right?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you want to call them brainy, but I have these ideas, and they do start in my brain, believe it or not.
Yeah.
You believe that?
For the most part.
Okay. So I did.
I'm in your brain. That's scary. That's the scariest thing I said here tonight. That would definitely be funny and enjoyable. And even if it wasn't a funny type of thing, just giving some awards out as far as the different sports and stuff. So these are things, these are things that we talk about a week in and week out, asking for support. We say, hey, there's more vision, there's more ideas, more things we want to do. And these are the things that we're talking about. And the hog pen stuff is a joke, to a degree. So we're not, when we say our vision, I'm not talking about hog pen stuff. I'm talking about things like award shows and covering more sports and things like that, legitimate things. So the sky's the limit. We're giving you a little sneak peek into kind of our brainstorming sessions, so that this is something we think about, care about, and hope to grow. But we do need support for that to happen.
Yeah, I think an end of the year awards type thing, or I don't know if you call it awards, but recognition, would be a ton of fun.
Absolutely,
be a ton of fun. So I don't know.
At Applebee's. Isn't that what was it?
Yeah, the first Dundies.
Or
was
Chili's.
It was Chili's, you're right.
My bad.
It was Chili's.
I knew I was going to get it
Are
wrong.
you superstitious?
I don't know. It just depends.
I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
Now I'm speechless. And I'm thinking.
Michael Scott.
Oh, I didn't get. I didn't.
It
I
was
missed
Michael
it.
Scott. I said that in class the other day, and a sixth grader said, "Hey, my dad made me watch that." I mean, just instantly picked up on it, and I was like, "So I have a ton of respect for that student now."
I'm sure. I understand.
Yeah.
What was going through my mind is the Stevie Wonder song "Superstitious,"
Yeah, good song.
and I want to sing it right now.
Please don't.
But it will sound absolutely nothing like Stevie Wonder, and it probably will sound absolutely nothing like the song.
Well, and we really need to take a break. You're listening to South Harrison High School football inside the Richards Heating and Air Conditioning halftime show. Stay tuned.
Richards Heating and Air Conditioning for all your heating and cooling needs. Installation and service. Phone 304-884-6400. Located in Jane Lew and serving the South Harrison area. Call Richards Heating and Air Conditioning at 304-884-6400. Visit their webpage at richardsheating.com or find them on Facebook under Richards Heating and Air Conditioning.
Halftime here at Gary Barnett Field, 17-0 is the score. Let's go. You know, we've talked about a lot of things that are not related to football. Let's get back to football, Danny. What does South Harrison need to do here in the second half to try to claw their way back into this contest? And you know, again, I know we look back to that series there at the end of the first half.
Well, I think they got to finish drives. I mean, the fact is they had 2 or 3 drives into Liberty territory they weren't able to finish off. I think it's going to, for them to make a comeback here tonight, there's going to have to be a couple turnovers involved by Liberty, force some turnovers, and then just some big plays offensively, some big splash plays, no pun intended with the mud, but big splash plays. It could happen. I mean, 17 points. Obviously 3 score in a muddy conditions like this. Turnovers can happen quickly. So a defender could slip and fall, and you got a big play touchdown. But I think finish drives, force turnovers. That's the recipe for the Hawks to make a comeback in this game.
If you're Liberty, what are you thinking if you're Coach Harmon? They seemed very aggressive there at the end of the first half. They attempted multiple passes downfield.
I think they come back out and just do the same thing they did in the first half. I mean, they were successful running the ball. They wore South Harrison down. I think that's probably what they're thinking. Hey, we wore this team down as the half went on. We're bigger and stronger. That's only going to continue in the second half. And they've got multiple backs able to run the ball.
I think that's what I'm most impressed about is their ability to put a different back on the field. I mean, really just like every other play, and they're different. They have different skill sets.
They do. You're right. I mean, I think of three of the backs offhand. I mean, I think of the Biafour, kind of a little shifty, a little wiggle type of runner in the hole, and then McIntyre as kind of the middle fullback, just more of a power runner, patient, and then Davis has good speed and quickness. So they are 3 different. Those 3 kids have run it the most, and they each have their own style.
And McKinney, he looks like he has a decent arm.
He does. Yep, you can see that. And I think on a night when it wasn't these field conditions, I think they would be throwing it more than they.
I think McKinney has the ability to get out there and run a little bit.
He showed it on the one option play. It's just tough. I mean, people. I mean, if you're not here, you can't. I mean, we're trying to give you a picture of it. I mean, it's just hard for them to run. Like they can't get traction because it's mud and it's slippery. But that would
sort of traction, right?
Yep.
I think I asked you this before? Did you enjoy playing in the mud when you?
I did not. No, as a quarterback, you hate this stuff. I want a nice, dry, warm football. Like warm, what? It's like warming up in the microwave. So I don't know. I'm just trying to paint a picture of, we just want to sit back there cozy in the pocket.
Yeah, well,
nobody touch me through. Okay. It doesn't work that way. But
you've painted a lot of pictures tonight.
I'm using adjectives.
Very effectively.
Very
actually.
well, yes.
Yes, very effectively. Nice crowd Liberty brought with them.
They did.
South Harrison crowd out in full force as always.
And they have their band, but I don't feel like I've heard them. I mean, I do have headphones on, but usually you'd hear them more. I feel like
that's what I was.
Or that they would play at halftime because they're well known. I mean, they traditionally have a very good band.
Maybe with all of the South Harrison senior stuff, maybe that's why they didn't participate at halftime. I don't know. Usually there's still a courtesy for the traveling band that comes in from the visiting team. But I'll tell you something. It has, and I don't know because I don't see a lot of Liberty, but has the band size for Liberty decreased?
It looks like it to me, just looking over there, assuming that's their full band because it's not as big as what it has been in the past. Because that's always been a big deal for that school. It's been very, very traditionally very successful.
Yeah, like the best in the area. I mean, I know. It looks like maybe it's down in size, or maybe they just didn't bring everyone.
That's possible. I also, what I don't know too is has the school enrollment, is it lower? Like when I was there we were AAA.
Yeah,
so it's now it's not a big AA school. I'd say it's a medium to small AA.
So you played a AAA schedule.
Oh, brutal.
Do you still feel it?
I do, actually. Yeah, I've got some back issues from it.
Nice.
So, no, that was difficult because we, my senior year, we finished the season, we had like 21 players. So we're playing, these university.
40, 50 kids.
Yeah, their sidelines are full. They're running out. They got an offensive unit, a defensive unit, specialty, and we can't even practice against ourselves because we don't have 11 guys on each side of the ball. So it was a challenge. I will say, when Liberty was able to get down to the AA is when it was way more competitive. They've been a competitive program since that switch was made, and I think that was fair. That's where they should be.
Yeah, that's about the time they started having success.
It is. In fact, so my senior year was the last year of AAA. And so the very next season they moved to AA. There was a change in the coaching staff.
Is that the Gorby?
And that was the Gorby era. And they made the playoffs the very first year after that.
Wow.
Or at least they had a winning season for sure. But within that first or second season, they were in the playoffs. And of course, Gorby did a great job. And they had Brian Harmon. And that obviously made a difference. But being AA was a huge change. And they would not have won. They would have struggled. Even those teams would have struggled against this AAA schedule. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it makes a difference. That's what the Competitive Balance Committee, I think, is trying to figure out now, which is a sour subject for me. I sounded off on that on one of our podcasts.
Any updates?
No updates, actually. I'm hoping to know something more next week. And if there's an update, I will not be afraid to talk about it on Hawk Nation because I'm going to be at a meeting where there are other coaches, which is where I received the information previously. So, anyway, I know that there's the chance that South Harrison ends up in a classification that it would be very, very, very challenging.
I think it would be devastating to the sports programs here if they end up there. I'm going to believe in good faith in the people that are the decision makers that at the end of this they're going to make a good choice and put the people. And it's really ultimately it's just a shame because if you take us out of that conversation, I think we feel like that they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
But there's just a couple schools, or one of them, where it just doesn't make sense. To me, that makes it an easy fix. There's no one out there that would complain and have any argument to say South Harrison is not a small rural school.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I think it's a no-brainer. It's not like it's multiple teams. It's going to throw the numbers off. It doesn't. So I'm not quite sure why there's any type of hesitancy.
It's because the criteria they came up with, which is 30 minutes from a city that has 10,000 or more people, that's the criteria. And South Harrison is just under 30 minutes from the center of Clarksburg. That's what that's about. So because that's the criteria.
There's got to be a tweak. They could tweak it, make it 25.
we get tossed over there with Fairmont Senior and Bridgeport and Byrd and North Marion and East Fairmont and all those other teams.
It's the idea and what they're trying to do is a step in the right direction. It's a good move. It's a good move for high school sports in West Virginia, especially basketball. But we're a little bit sour on it because of where it affects us personally. The big picture of it, I thought they did a decent job, except for that. But it's easy. Fix it.
Yeah. Captain's meeting at midfield. That brings us to the end of the Richards Heating and Air Conditioning halftime show. When we come back, Liberty gets the football first.
Richards Heating and Air Conditioning for all your heating and cooling needs. Installation and service. Phone 304-884-6400. Located in Jane Lew and serving the South Harrison area. Call Richards Heating and Air Conditioning at 304-884-6400. Visit their webpage at richardsheating.com or find them on Facebook under Richards Heating and Air Conditioning.
And we're back here live at Gary Barnett Field.
Fairly quick moving first half, especially that first quarter. We'll see if the second half moves as swiftly.
I'm just glad that our visitor in the press box
is gone
swiftly. I don't know.
No comment.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it there because I actually have a theory as to what just happened was completely your fault, but we'll leave it alone. Yeah.
Now, how is that?
It's your fault.
It's always my fault. I'm used to it. Trust me.
South Harrison's going to kick it away. How important? I mean, it's a silly question. I was going to say how important is it for South Harrison to get this stop, but that's obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Captain Obvious over here.
How about this though? Do they try an onside kick? Underwood has shown he likes that. He's done it a few times. Do they do it here to start the second half?
I doubt it. And well, I was correct. Takes a hop at the 25, picked up there by Beafor. Beafor is over the 34, just cookie cutting his way up the field. He's over midfield, still on his feet, spins off a tackle, spins off another tackle, still on his feet, and finally is brought down inside the 35-yard line. What a tremendous run, or I should say return, by Beafor. Man, he just cookie cut his way up the field, and literally at the end, for about 15 yards, he spun off of 3 tackles, just methodical.
Yeah.
Just patient.
The patience, that's the word, and I've been impressed with him. And he obviously has the quickness, he has the speed, but his patience is good, his shiftiness. And again, I believe that you've said he's a sophomore.
He is.
And so, he, I'm sure, has a bright future in front of him. But the Hawks now need to get a stop. They need to get a turnover. They need something to really spark them from a momentum standpoint to get back in this game. They really can't afford to go down 23-24-0.
Barnett back on the sideline. I formation. McKinney is under center. Toss back to Davis. Davis to the outside. He's going to make it all the way into the end zone untouched. Touchdown. I don't see any flags on the field. And there's the touchdown. Yep. So one offensive play and they're in the end zone.
Yeah, not at all in any way, shape, or form the start that South Harrison needed. Big kickoff return, one play for the touchdown. Got to be deflating coming out of halftime with some hopes of getting momentum. Certainly puts a damper, 24-0 if they make the extra point here.
Howell back out there to attempt the extra point. McKinney will hold. Snap, puts it down. Howell kicks it and puts it up and through. The score here now, Liberty 24, South Harrison nothing.
And the touchdown was a toss sweep to the right. It was just executed perfectly. I mean, the blockers, everybody got their blocks. The lead blockers were out in front. And Pumphrey ran it in for the touch. I mean, that play looked exactly like you would draw it up.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you want it if you're a Liberty Mountaineer fan or player or coach.
Definitely not the way you want to start the second half.
Not at all. So it is what it is. Now you're down 24-0. I think now it just becomes more of like, okay, one play at a time. We got to just win one play at a time. We're not thinking, big picture. We're not thinking about the big score on the board right now. We're thinking about let's have positive plays, get some momentum, and then build upon it.
Howell come out with the Mountaineers to kick it away to the Hawks. Back deep for the Hawks will be 35 Bunch and 32 Haddix. Disappointing here on senior night.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I felt like coming out early, they really showed some good fight, some good spirit. Had the big, unfortunate that the opening kickoff fumble was tough, but they were able. The defense responded, held them to the field goal. Really, they moved the football a few times in the first half, just not able to get it in the end zone and get points. Just like the players can't get traction on the field tonight. This Hawk offense and really even defense hasn't been quite able to get their traction to get momentum.
Kick is away, flag is thrown, and it'll blow the play dead. It's going to be a false start against the Mountaineers, so they'll re-kick after a penalty.
And I think it goes back to, the way these games have developed. I think if we looked back through individually, a lot of times the Hawks early in games have been in it, even in the first half, in it. But as games go on, it gets away from them, and I think it goes back to what we talked about in the pregame, and that was the youth and the size and strength difference. They wear down.
Ball placed back at the Mountaineer 35-yard line. That's where they'll kick it from. Kick is up. It's a short kick again into the hand of Feathers, who takes a shot. Able to get down there for the tackle. Number 56, Deacon Stearns. And I mean, he put a shot on Feathers.
He did. Feathers not a normal return guy. I mean, he's more of an up back out there to block. He has had to return a couple tonight. He's done a decent job. Just a really nothing to do with him. It's just a really good defensive play by the Mountaineer special teamer.
Feathers wanted that ball. I mean, he really ran up there and was running hard. Flag on the play. It's going to be a false start against the Hawks. Back them up 5, first down and 15. And they were lined back up in that two-back, two-receiver set. I'm assuming we were going to see that same play, right?
We were, because Fenton, they've been using Dominic Fenton all night as a pulling guard. He starts on the left and then he pulls over to the right. It's another way to get an extra blocker. It's very effective. It's a normal thing that teams do a lot, pull the guard. I feel like I have not seen that all season from them. I think it's a new wrinkle.
Handoff this time to Daughtry. Gains maybe a yard, brings up second down and 14.
We'll have to go back. I really remind me. I want to ask the coaches, and maybe I've just missed it, but I feel like it's a new development using Fenton to pull. And honestly, now what I noticed there on that play, and it probably the Mountaineers are reading it. Fenton's kind of lined up, and he's already opened up a little bit and kind of facing to the right, and it kind of shows, hey, I'm going to pull here. Now, he's not doing it as much this time. Let's see if he does pull.
Snap back to McFadden. Fakes the handoff. McFadden's going to run. Turns the corner and runs out of bounds. He took your advice from last time, Danny.
Yep.
Nice gain there. Is going to make it a manageable third down. He gains about 9, maybe 10 on the play, and that's going to bring up third down and 4.
I mean, he's hobbling, but I tell you, even at not 100%, he has good speed. I mean, he's even at the percentage of health that he has the best ability of this team, the Hawk backs, to get to the outside.
So 3rd down and 4.
Pull. He's going to pull. Nope.
McFadden's going to run it. Nope. Pitches it to Daughtry. 1st down.
McFadden doing a good job as he's gotten more involved in these last couple plays, and you can see that. Excellent job that time, running the option down the line of scrimmage. He did a good job of attacking the defensive end, and at the last moment made the pitch. He brought all the defenders to himself. That's exactly how you do it. And he's grown in that play. Early on when he got the quarterback, you could tell he wasn't comfortable with the option, but that was definitely the best that he's run it all season long.
Runs down to the
As the Hawk fans very upset.
Fired up. Two receivers to the left. 2nd down and 10. Snap back. McFadden going to pass. Passes across the middle into the hands of Barnett and through. He takes a hit, and a late flag comes in. We'll see what that call is, but it came from the sideline official who was listening to the fans over here, and I think we may have a pass interference call.
Yeah, they're going to call pass interference. I do think they got there a little bit early. It was a dangerous throw. It really wasn't open, but they're going to get the benefit of the penalty call, and I think it was, and I'm going to give credit to these Hawk fans for really priming that official to make that call.
That'll move the chains for the Hawks and put the ball right at the Liberty 30-yard line.
Now, we've seen this a couple times tonight where they move into this level of the field and they haven't been able to finish. Hopefully this time they can get into the end zone.
Snap back to McFadden. Hand off to Daughtry. Daughtry trying to get up in there. He's going to gain about 3.
I tell you, I'd like to see them run that same play right there, or formation-wise. Have even maybe Barnett or whoever, decent receiver, as the left end, like a true tight end, and fake that handoff going to the right to Daughtry, and then you kind of semi-roll McFadden out. And what you can do with the tight end is kind of like he makes a quick block and then releases out to the flat or even down the field. I think it would be wide open.
Snap back to McFadden. Hand off to Daughtry, trying to get to the outside. He'll be tackled for a loss, big loss of about 5.
Another penalty flag late. There was 2 players from each team, or 1 player from each team kind of getting into it. I don't know who they're going to get the call on. I think it's going to be on Liberty, but I'm not positive.
Holding against the Hawks.
Wow, that was completely away from the play. Now, when I'm talking about those plays, I mean, am I painting a good picture?
Yeah, I think so.
Because and then I do want to go back to talking about the pulling guard. Maybe not everyone knows what that is. So the guard, there's the center who snaps the ball. The guard is the player to the right or to the left. And teams will pull guards, and what that means is they'll take, say, the left guard, and instead of firing out and blocking in front of him, he comes around to the right.
Behind the center,
and becomes a lead blocker. That's a pulling guard, in case people don't. I know most of the listeners probably know, but there may be some that don't.
3rd down and 13. McFadden looking to pass. He's going to pass it deep to Barnett. Barnett goes up and grabs it and catches it down inside the 5-yard line for a South Harrison 1st down, and that was all Brent Barnett.
It definitely was. McFadden just threw it up there. And I mean, he did a nice job of giving his receiver a chance at the ball. Barnett was really double covered. He went up in between both guys and made the catch, and that's the athleticism that he has. And he definitely has the ability to make that type of play at any time. would have been nice to see him get in the end zone.
Absolutely. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 4 for the Hawks. Crowd calling for a touchdown. I think it's something we'd all like to see. Handoff to Daughtry. Looks like he had a hold that he ran to the outside of the hole, and he got tackled there for a loss.
Yeah, he may have passed it up to get to the outside. It's hard to tell from this angle. Sometimes the guy's more inside than what we can see. But a loss on that play.
Backs him up to, I think it's the 6, maybe the 7. 1st and goal. Probably going to have to get McFadden involved here, I would say, to get into the end zone. Snap back, fakes the handoff, and there he is. McFadden runs up near the goal line. They're going to call him down at the 1. I'm not so certain that's the case, but it's what the official call is.
Very, very close for sure. But he's really hobbling after that play. I mean, it's taken everything he's got. But, when it comes time to run the ball, though, he shows a good burst. He had nice quickness there, faked the handoff to the inside. He kept it and almost got right into the end zone there.
I think it just shows how truly competitive he is.
Very competitive.
True competitor.
Yep.
Okay, so we're at a 3rd and goal from the 1. 2 receivers, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. McFadden goes under center. It's going to be a sneak, and he's not going to get even close. He's pushed back.
He was in the shotgun right there at the end. He stepped up under center as you called, and I think the Mountaineers they saw that as well, and the nose guard just fired out.
I'm not trying to be critical. I'm just asking a question. Okay, with a bad ankle and needing that extra push.
Right. Yeah, you're asking a lot, and it's on muddy field because you've got to have push, like you're saying, and you can't get your traction. I think that was some of it there. You saw his feet slipping.
Yeah. So now it's 4th and goal from the 2. And he's going to run. And he's going to get in.
That should be a late hit. After he was in the end zone by like 3 yards, the Mountaineer came over and hit him. There's actually some leaves on the field that look kind of yellow. There's a couple times that I've thought there was a flag. It's just it's leaves.
Hawks get into the end zone. It's 24-6, and I think they're going to go for 2.
I mean, technically it's a 3-score game with 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. So I'm sure that's what they're thinking. It's critical that they get this one, obviously.
Probably see McFadden on the run again. Fumble. Liberty picks it up. They could go. They do pick it up. But Pumphrey saves it on the tackle. So it's 24-6. Hawks on the board. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Richards Heating and Air Conditioning for all your heating and cooling needs. Installation and service. Phone 304-884-6400. Located in Jane Lew and serving the South Harrison area. Call Richards Heating and Air Conditioning at 304-884-6400. Visit their webpage at richardsheating.com or find them on Facebook under Richards Heating and Air Conditioning. If you are a South Harrison High School Hawk fan and have dreams of big things to come for our athletic teams and our facilities, we would love to have you join our team. The South Harrison High School Athletic Boosters meet the second Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. Volunteering today creates opportunities for our teams in the future. The South Harrison High School Athletic Boosters are cheering for you, Hawks. Let's do this.
Need to sell your home but don't know where to start? My name is Danny Knight with Home Finders Plus, and I will help you. I will advise you on exactly what you need to do to get your home ready to sell, and will give you an honest, accurate, and professional opinion of what your home will sell for. It's my goal to help you every step of the way and make selling your home a stress-free experience. Call me today at 304-629-3608, email danny@homefindersplus.com, or visit our website, homefindersplus.com. Danny Knight, Home Finders Plus, broker Monica Goral, 304-629-3608.
South Harrison attempts the onside kick, and Liberty recovers there during the break. So Liberty's going to start at their own 49-yard line, and that's where this drive will begin.
Yeah, I mean, it did go 10 yards. I just think it's that much. Again, the field conditions, not to harp on it, but it's sticky. I mean, it's slippery, but then it's sticky with the ball. The ball just doesn't want to bounce as much. It just gets held up by the mud. So it's tough to get, because the whole middle of the field is just, how do you get it to go anywhere? I really like more of a little pooch kick over the top, which they did somewhat last time, but try to find a hole there and kick it in that hole. I don't know.
If it lands, it's just going to die.
It's going to die, yep.
McKinney's going to pass. Screen pass. Caught there by McIntyre. He's got a first down still on his feet. Flag is thrown. It's going to be a block in the back, and this is going to come back, although he was in the end zone. And then another block in the back down near the goal line.
There was a hold over. I mean, like, there's two flags over there. I think for a block in the back and a hold. Then the third flag down here. I watched he was holding for for 3 seconds because the running back was 10 yards behind him, and he held all the way for the running back to go past him. I think you can only accept one. Be nice if you can get all three of those penalties, but it's only going to be one of them.
Waiting for the official's call from the field, but there's no doubt this touchdown's coming back, and the Hawks dodge a bullet.
But I'll say this. That play was very well set up. The screen was executed well. It was wide open. I don't know that it would have been a touchdown without the holds, but it was going to be a big-time play.
He actually called two fouls there. He called holding. He called holding against the Mountaineers, and then a personal foul.
Now I think there could be two when you have a personal foul involved. Or certainly a dead ball foul you can.
Our baseball coach, Chris Southern, out there, looks like he was able to chase down one of the rubber footballs the cheerleaders are throwing.
That I ducked because it came right at the window, and I thought it was going to – they're going to try to throw it up here to us, folks.
Haley Levis is going to try to find me.
Almost. That was just wide a little bit.
Wow, I mean, it was.
I'm telling you what. She hit that, I'm putting her on the baseball team.
That's right. She had a nice arm.
Tom, you were about halfway out the window there going for that.
I was.
I got scared. I thought I was about to hold you.
I'm grateful. I'm thankful for friends like you who would, watch and make sure that.
I really probably wouldn't have helped. I was just going to play-by-play call it. Sears goes for the catch. He's out the window
and lands
into the stands.
And lands on his head. Okay, so let's make some sense of this. Ball is all the way back to the 44.
I think they're going to try again.
First down and 15.
Hey, they're trying again.
Oh, all right. We got some stuff happening here. Dakota Russell is going to.
Oh, we got a touchdown.
And no one's seen it.
No, we got some.
Come on, people. I caught the ball.
We did. No, we got some. Sears makes a one-handed catch
out the window. Out the window.
Good throw.
Excellent. Dakota
Better
Russell.
Catch, good throw.
Absolutely. And all the while, a football game's being played.
I know. Yeah, but listen, that was fun.
Nice. Got me a nice little football. Liking it.
False start on the Mountaineers.
Let's go back to that catch I made, Danny.
Okay, folks, so here's what happened. He was literally leaning over out the window, over top of the computer, the soundboard, and with his left hand.
Left hand. Long arm.
Long arm, about 4 feet out the window.
4 feet, yep. Barely hanging on the ledge with my feet.
Well, now we're getting a little bit. All of that was accurate up until that part.
Another penalty against the Mountaineers. Handoff. And they're going to take it about second down and 18 to a first down inside South Harrison territory. Does the running back there, number 20, Elijah Kyle.
I just sense Liberty this may be off, but as this game has gone on, they've gotten more and more comfortable in the physical nature of this game as far as taking advantage of the mud and the sloppy conditions and just being more physical. I see them gaining momentum and becoming more and more physical as this game goes on.
But Danny, let's go back to that catch I made. I'm just kidding.
It's like the highlight of your life.
It was awesome.
It was a good catch. I want everyone to know that.
Handoff to the fullback, McIntyre, running straight ahead, and he's going to be brought down by number 45, Zach Feathers, all the way down to 21-yard line. That'll move the chains once again. But
you got to give some credit to the cheerleader that made the throw.
Absolutely. It was a tremendous throw. She was dead on.
She was.
And Haley Levesey made a nice throw as well, but it was just...
Who made the touchdown throw?
Dakota Russell.
Okay.
It was a Dakota Russell to Tom Sears connection there. Touchdown into the press box.
That has never been done.
Never been done.
No. First time in history.
And it'll never be done again.
I have a feeling that could become a traditional thing all the time because I think they liked it.
They did.
And you liked it.
I did. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was the highlight of the night. And nobody in the stands watched.
No, there were some cheers.
There should have. I mean, this place should have erupted.
You're right.
I mean, geez.
But they were busy watching the football game.
Handoff to the Liberty Mountaineer running back that I no longer can see the. I mean, they are in a sloppy hog pen.
They're in the hog. I mean, that right there is the hog pen.
Yeah, and the Hawks gang tackled. 4-yard gain, second down and 6. Our cheerleaders, by the way, tomorrow will be participating in the regional cheer competition at Robert C. Byrd High School, and we wish them well. I'll tell you, Danny, they put a ton of time in, and they work really, really hard. Handoff again to Davis. And actually, that's Biafor, number 24. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown.
I'm impressed with their backs. I think and we mentioned it, just all three have different styles, and I'm impressed with all three. And, of course, you got to give credit to the offensive line of Liberty. They're making holes, and I just think the Hawks' defense at this point just worn down physically. But back to the cheerleaders, they definitely do put a lot of work in. We wish them the best. And even right now tonight, I mean, they're doing a good job keeping people fired up. They're very enthusiastic. They're into the game as well.
They are. And they have a really nice quarterback.
Yeah.
Hal kicks it. Puts it through. I'm kind of disappointed because Dakota played on the what's that called? I forget. I coached it.
Volleyball?
No.
Track.
Not officially. It wasn't an official position.
Oh, the powder puff.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, thank you. She played, and she was a receiver. And I had no idea she had the accuracy and the arm. Man,
it may have been a completely different ballgame.
It would have been a different ballgame.
Is she back next year?
No, she's a senior.
Oh, well, you missed that one. As a coach, you got to, one of the things as a coach that you need to do is learn how to recognize the talents of your players and put them in the right position.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Evidently, you were unable to do that.
Apparently. I'll tell you what I was able to do, and I was able to stretch out the press box window.
You were.
And make a diving catch out the window with my left hand.
The catch is getting better and better.
Yeah, our head baseball coach, Chris Southern, is turning around, and it's the fish story, right? It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a lot of fun, though. It was a tremendous catch. I don't care what anyone says. Of course, it is a foam ball, so all I had to do was squeeze it.
You don't have to tell that.
That's true. It's, man.
It was a good catch.
Thank you.
It really was.
Thank you. And I'm disappointed.
You did not dive.
You stood up here in silence and did not give play-by-play. Very disappointing.
I cheered.
Well,
I think I was mesmerized.
Yeah.
I was in awe.
Yeah.
No, I think I did give a little bit.
You did not. I had to remind you.
You go back and listen to it.
Okay. We'll do that. So the Mountaineers set to kick it away to the Hawks once again. 31-6 is the score. 3:27 to go here in the third quarter. Howe approaches. Longest kick of the evening. Haddix gets it back at the 20. It's up over the 35. Takes a hit and brought down right around the 37-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will start this drive.
Best return, I think, of the night. It was definitely the deepest kick, but the best return for the Hawks. Able to get the touchdown on the last drive, see if they can come back out and build on that, keep moving the football. You just want to see positive things. Again, young football team, most of these players are going to be back in the future. Good experience for them. The more they have success, the more it helps them down the line.
1st and 10, they've actually placed the ball up at the 40-yard line. Snap back. Hand off to Bunch. It's a bad exchange, but he's able to handle it. A flag is going to be thrown. It's going to be a hold. It'll be brought back.
Stretch running play to the right. You called it very well. Kind of a tough exchange, which threw the timing off, although it did look there for a split second like he might be able to make a positive play out of it, but then the holding penalty kind of put a stop to that.
Wait and see what the call is from the field. I don't know what that is.
Did they make another?
Yeah,
I'm not looking.
It said, watch me. What is that?
I don't know. I can't tell if that's like.
No one knows. Like the PA.
Yeah, they don't know.
No one knows. What is happening?
If you did.
Now there's another flag, and I would assume that's going to be against the Hawks.
That's unsportsmanlike conduct. We do know that one.
We do know that one. I'm just looking to see who's out there. Oh,
yeah.
We'll leave it there.
You got to get one more.
Wow. So the drive started at the South Harrison 40, and it is now back to the South Harrison 13. What play do you call here? What's in your playbook for this particular situation?
Don't fumble.
So you're looking at
I mean, maybe a screen
10,
pass.
20, 30, 7. First down and 37.
It's a long way to go.
Throws it across the middle, and it's caught by number 10, Chris Thomas. He took a hard hit, but he's able to hang on to it. Kudos to him for hanging on to the football.
Just kind of a seam pass to the tight end, or maybe a dump pass. I don't know how you'd want to describe it, but certainly it got some of the yardage back. Still a long way to go.
I can't tell exactly where it is, but it appears to be right around the 24-yard line now. So a gain of about 11. McFadden looks like he's going to run. He does. Gets up near the 30 and is brought down. It's going to be 3rd down and about 24. Does that look about right to you?
It does. As this game's gone on, McFadden's gotten more and more involved, and he's been successful.
Third down and 24 it is. If you don't convert here, you're likely going to give the Mountaineers an opportunity to score, and that probably is on their mind, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. McFadden will roll to his left, and he's in trouble. Be a flag for intentional grounding, right?
Yeah. Okay, so he rolled to his left, which is difficult because he's right-handed. But the routes that the receivers were, and I know it was long yardage to gain, but I mean they're running like 25, 30 yards down the field. It takes time to get there. And then can you really, in these conditions, can you really throw it even that far? Just asking a lot there of the protection of McFadden and even the receivers to be able to get downfield quick enough. And I know you're just trying to get the first down.
And there's going to be a penalty. Colombo just took a shot. Davis picks it up. It dies in the mud at the 40, and he runs it back for a touchdown, but it's coming back, right?
Yeah, it was roughing the kicker and then another penalty. I don't know what the second one's going to be.
Colombo took a shot for sure. Bounced right up from it, though.
And really just, again, did a good job to even field the snap and to get it off without being blocked.
The officials in conference.
They did never say what the second penalty, right?
No, there's been no indication as to what anything is.
We
know what the first one is.
Yeah,
right?
He did give an indication of personal
did?
foul roughing the kicker, yeah. Punter or whatever.
I'm not. He did that so fast. Okay, we're going to try this again.
He did another.
He did. I don't know what he did. It looked like a block in the back. Block in the back against Liberty is declined. Roughing the kicker.
All right, so I feel that this particular official, what he can work on in the offseason
Mechanics.
is the mechanic. Yeah, they're very sloppy signals. Needs to be a little bit better form. Little more direct. I mean, he needs to look in a mirror and do this thing and practice, because we have no idea what in the world's going on. The one thing that you did, I didn't know if it was like
it looked like
if it was either like something from the Karate Kid or like a priest doing some kind of prayer thing. I wasn't sure.
But you're not lying. I'll say that.
No, that's what. Did it not look like that?
No, it definitely did.
Yep.
I'm not sure where the priest thing came in, but it
It
definitely
was some kind of religious thing is what it looked like.
Snap back, handoff to Pumphrey. Hawks have a first down. Pumphrey gets it up over the 40, near the 45 to the 44. And there's probably going to be a flag coming in. Seth Pumphrey is literally being pushed off the field. He is that irate. Wow.
Coach Underwood, though, doing a nice job of getting a hold of him and kind of pulling him back and then explaining to him, you got to, cooler heads here have to prevail. And he just fired up, I think, more than anything else. What I wanted to say before it kind of got a little bit chippy and ugly is I love the fight of the Hawks to keep playing hard. And even though it's 31-6, they're still feisty. But now some of that crosses the line, and I think that's what you got to be careful of. And Coach Underwood did a good job of trying to keep that from happening.
We agree. 42 seconds left. 1st and 10 from the 44. Hand off again to Pumphrey. Lowers his shoulder, and he'll be tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay, they're going.
And Liberty's player there, and they've just ejected Seth Pumphrey from the football game. They have just ejected Seth Pumphrey from the football game. And I'm going to tell you something, that the tackle from Liberty, you've seen him roll up on Pumphrey and say something to him, and Pumphrey jumped up and went after him, and they've ejected Seth Pumphrey. He's out of here.
This is okay. So this is what the fans are giving him a nice ovation as a senior as he walks off the field. So, okay.
Well, I'll tell you this. He'll have a memorable senior night.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that, and the officials, I think, did not do a very good job there, and I'll tell you why. Obviously, there was already some chippiness with that particular player. They needed to watch because on that tackle, the Liberty player rolled up on him and hit him a little bit late and pushed him down to the ground. Did you see it as that way as well? There was
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Five's got to go. They're shouting.
It was number 5, and he did. Let's see if they do anything different.
Personal foul against the Hawks. His second. Yeah. They ejected him. They did nothing. There were no repercussions against the Mountaineers.
The issue here is this, and Pumphrey can't do what he did. Okay, so I'm not
we agree.
What he did. It was a penalty. I don't know about kicking him out. I just feel like the officials needed to be more on that. They needed to be in there, and they should have immediately called a penalty on number 5 because it was a late hit and it was unnecessary roughness. Had they called it, Pumphrey may not have felt the need to do that.
Right.
So I feel like the officials let that get out a little more out of control than what it needed to. And the officials may want to pull both teams together right now and have a conversation.
There's a lot happening down there. And the officials, you talk about the officials gaining control of the situation. They better do that now or this place is going to go nuts. Because, we know some of these kids out there.
Right.
And they're not going to. The one thing you can say about South Harrison athletes, they will not lay down and quit. And if they don't have anything to play for on the scoreboard, they're going to play for pride.
They are, and you like that. The only other thing I'd say in that situation is, and there's just no way to know what's going to happen. And the Liberty player did provoke that, and the officials should have done something. I think it may not have gotten that out of control. It may have been good with Pumphrey being as fired up as he was to maybe sit a play there. And those are things that are, again, experience. You learn that. I mean, especially, and he's a fiery, passionate player. May have been better to have him sit that play out.
Well, I thought that the play before that, but Coach Underwood got over there.
He did. I thought he did. And we said he did a nice job of calming him down. So, unfortunate. Again, I feel like the officials probably could have avoided that. Had they stepped in and been a little more proactive and paid attention as to what's going on. And we got a whole quarter to go here, so they need to get control fast.
Now Pumphrey's putting these pads back on, and I'm half wondering if the officials made the decision not to kick him out of the game. McFadden passes it up the field to Barnett, who catches it. And he's down to the Mountaineer 40. First down for the Hawks. 10 seconds remaining here in the quarter.
Nice job, Barnett, got around the defender there and behind him. McFadden, put the ball on the money. And a big play there for the Hawks.
Time has expired here in the third quarter. We'll take a break. The score, Liberty 31, South Harrison 6.
If you are a South Harrison High School Hawk fan and have dreams of big things to come for our athletic teams and our facilities, we would love to have you join our team. The South Harrison High School Athletic Boosters meet the second Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. Volunteering today creates opportunities for our teams in the future. The South Harrison High School Athletic Boosters are cheering for you, Hawks. Let's do this.
Need to sell your home but don't know where to start? My name is Danny Knight with Home Finders Plus, and I will help you. I will advise you on exactly what you need to do to get your home ready to sell, and will give you an honest, accurate, and professional opinion of what your home will sell for. It's my goal to help you every step of the way and make selling your home a stress-free experience. Call me today at 304-629-3608, email danny@homefindersplus.com, or visit our website, homefindersplus.com. Danny Knight, Home Finders Plus, broker Monica Goral, 304-629-3608.
The final quarter of the 2018 football season set to begin here at Gary Barnett Field with the Hawks trailing 31-6, but it has not been a game that has lacked excitement for various reasons.
I was thinking the same thing as we went to the break there. How many games are this feisty and it's 31-6?
1st and 10 from the 40. Snap back to McFadden. Pump fakes. He's going to run it. Rolls out to his right, looking for a block. Gets down inside the 40 to about the 36.
Pass. They were looking to pass, just nothing there. He was able to scramble to the right, just decided to turn it up the field, get something positive there. But yeah, I just, I'm looking at the scoreboard. I'm like, it's 31-6, but the feistiness, the competitiveness, and the crowd reaction, you would never know that that's the score on the board.
2nd down and 5 from the 35. Snap comes back to McFadden, hands it off to Hunter Bunch, runs up inside, gains maybe 2 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd.
Back to the original play that really has been their play of the night. It was very successful early on. Liberty kind of made some adjustments. Decent gain on that. It's 3rd down. So, I think, right here, it's 2-down territory. There's no question. So whatever play you call, you think, well, we got another down after this.
Third down and 3.
I'd think about a quarterback draw here.
I think they are. 5 receivers, 1 to his right, 4 to the left. Quick pass out to Bunch, loss of about 7. It's going to bring up 4th down and 10.
It's just a wide receiver screen, but, you're throwing it like
7 yards
behind the line of scrimmage, and then you got to run all the way. He's got to now run 10 yards in muddy conditions. I think that has to be a running play on that 3rd down, because it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and maybe 4. You're going to run that. You're going to go for it on the next play. There's been some short yardage play calls tonight that I haven't agreed with, that have hurt them, I think. And I know sometimes you want to, fool the other team with what you're calling. They don't expect it. But sometimes you can fool yourself with those plays.
Timeout on the field. Coach Underwood takes a timeout. So it's going to be 4th down and 8, actually.
Tough. This is it's tough. What play do you call here? It's 4th and 8. In muddy conditions, throwing the football. I don't know. I probably, again, I've said it a bunch. I think screenplays sometimes work well in these when you can't really throw it down the field very well.
Snap back. McFadden looking to pass. Passes it up the field. Intended receiver Barnett. Incomplete. Turns it over.
It wasn't going to be a 1st down anyway. He didn't run. It's not against him, but the pattern wasn't beyond the yardage sticks to make the 1st down, and then, the defenders were right there.
Looks like there's some confusion here for the Hawks.
Is this the first time they're on defense since Pumphrey was ejected?
I believe so.
They might be scrambling to get his replacement.
I know there's one uniform out there for the Hawks that is completely clean. I'm trying to get a number. It looks like number 62. Yep, Jacob Wright, freshman. You know, I'm going to say something. I'm a Hawk, so I feel all these emotions too. I do think the situation with Pumphrey got out of hand. I'll say that, and I'll say that to anyone. But as I'm watching out there, you know, I see some of the Liberty players shoving
Right.
our freshman players around.
Yeah, I mean, the officials have to be sensitive to what's going on here, the chippiness. So they've got to not allow anything. And really, they've not called anything on Liberty along those lines.
McKinney's going to pass.
He
Throws
just
it out of bounds. A flag thrown from this sideline.
I really don't know what that particular official could call. Now, he may be calling something that he's out of position to call, but I don't know what he would call. Well, I guess that would be one thing he could call. An eligible man downfield.
The head official seems, I don't know what word to describe him, and I'm not trying to be negative, but I am going to be honest. He seems very, I don't know if it's frustrated, aggravated.
Okay.
His body language is like watch after he finishes making a call. He's just kind of like, ugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't paid a bunch of attention. I'll try to watch, but the ineligible man downfield, that happens a lot. They were trying to throw a screen pass.
It's going to be a 3rd down and 8. And ladies and gentlemen, I feel like we're not calling the football game correctly because there's so much happening.
There's a lot.
I formation, McKinney
Oh.
passes it, almost intercepted by 35 Parker Bunch. It'll bring up 4th down.
I think Bunch was literally stuck in the mud right there.
Yeah.
He was in a really muddy patch, and had he been able to not be stuck, he probably picked that off for a touchdown.
Fourth down and 8. Hal out to punt it away. Snap back. Takes the Liberty roll down to about the 32-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will start.
Well, there's definitely, again, for a 31-6 ball game, there's been plenty of action here to kind of keep everyone engaged in it. It's not been dull or boring, we'll say that.
I'm going to add in this other little thing.
Do it.
So Liberty's band is over there saying, I don't know, that party or whatever is over here. And the whole thing is that the crowd over here or the band over here or the cheerleaders over here are supposed to say, I forget how it goes, something party, the party's over here.
I don't think I know that one.
Well, I unfortunately saw it at a homecoming parade anyway. So anyway.
One time at
all
a
right.
homecoming parade? What?
McFadden's going to run it. A flag. He takes a hard hit. McKinney. And there's a flag that comes in late. Number 5 is the one.
Yeah, and he was involved in it before, and he's doing stuff again right now.
And McFadden's down. He's down. There goes Radcliffe. He's going to have to go in for McFadden.
So what number 5 did there, he kind of stood over top of him, which is an absolute penalty. Like in the NFL, they look for that. Like that is a definite,
right?
Just the standing over of a player. And I just don't understand how the officials are not. It's like they're oblivious to what's going on here. And I'm not saying that like as a as a homer or just for the Hawks. My thing with officials on any sport is you have to protect the players. And when you let these things happen, someone can get hurt unnecessarily. And so they need to control this game.
So I'm going to go back to the party thing.
Okay, sorry.
All right. So
I didn't mean to interrupt your party.
They're saying, and I kind of give kind of kudos to the band, to the Liberty's band, because if they were trying to bring, I think maybe a lightened spirit,
friendly sportsmanship,
something. Yes,
okay.
Like that's kind of how I looked at it, and they got silence from over here.
Yeah.
And I know, I looked down there, and
they're all on their cell phones.
Yeah. Well, no, they
didn't hear.
No, they heard. But they were just kind of looking back that's – okay. So this community – it's different. South Harrison's community is different. And I can say this because I'm a part of it. It's different. You don't some of the things that's happened here tonight, if not
right.
going – there's no way you get out of here without something being said.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean –
well, and you're not once it's a fight, it's a fight.
Yeah, so
there's not okay, well that happened on the field of play and now we let it go.
Yeah,
okay?
To everyone it's personal.
Right, it's personal. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. So it's going to be first.
That is so right.
First down and 8. 2 receivers to the left. And I can't even tell who's replacing Pumphrey right now. There was a fumble, and Radcliffe took a hard hit, and he's down. And he totally just dropped the ball. He's hurt.
I mean, it was a legal hit. There wasn't anything illegal about. I mean, the fans are upset, but I didn't see anything at all. It was just a football hit.
Radcliffe's up. Thank God for that. It was a bit of a scary moment, honestly. I mean, it scared me.
It was awkward with the mud and everything. It was kind of awkward hit in the way that he went down. But yeah, he's up.
So where do you go now? Without McFadden and without Radcliffe, do you go to Haddix?
I think that's who they've had. I mean, there's been 12 different kids take a snap at quarterback this season. That's an exaggeration, but honestly, there's been at least 5 or 6. Listen, McFadden will probably come back in.
I'm going to tell you, I should know this. I've been watching and covering South Harrison football for a really long time. Are the officials a part of at the end of the game where the teams meet to shake hands? It has that feel.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest with you. It has
I
that
hear
feel.
I hear you.
Emotions are running really high.
That's where
right
the
now.
coaches need to be involved.
Second down.
And what may help is both coaches. Let's start putting some younger kids in, and then we've got 8 minutes to go.
Everybody cools down.
Yep.
Handoff to Haddix, who gains about 5. Brings up 3rd down and 8.
We talked about it. We'll come back to it because it's going to be another play. I don't want to disrupt the plays. We've done that enough already.
3rd down and 8. We're under 8 minutes to go in the contest. 2 receivers to the right. Snap back to McFadden. Hand off to Haddix. Haddix hit immediately and brought down.
Just remember I talked about earlier in the game what the adjustment that Liberty made, blitzing a linebacker into the hole. See how that guy, he just blitzed. They know it's going off the – and it's just a good adjustment by the defense. They're blitzing the backside linebacker up into that hole, so they get the 2 blockers, but then he fills. And that's why he was able – he got the guy 2 yards in the backfield.
4th down and 10. Under 7 minutes to go in the game. Colombo gets it off, but there is a flag thrown. And Liberty just took,
Yeah.
did you?
22 took a cheap shot
Yeah.
completely. And then our kids are fired up, but they're missing what's happened. The officials are doing a poor job of recognizing both, and South Harrison they're doing bad things too. I'm not saying.
And what makes it worse is there's a penalty call against the Hawks, although it was declined by Liberty, blocked below the waist. They're missing some of the stuff that really could ignite a bad situation.
Yeah, the officials really need to call something on Liberty, just to even it out. I mean, because they're not really backing off. Because they've not been called for anything, so they think they're not. You know what I mean? I feel like they've been just as active in this really as we have. We've reacted more.
Yeah.
But I mean, like they're doing this. They're provoking a lot of it.
Yeah. First and 10 from the 49. Liberty hands it off to the fullback. And there's the extracurricular stuff. Trey,
And then he didn't call.
now there's a brawl in the middle of the field. Benches or sidelines are clearing. Flags are being thrown. And there goes Seth Pumphrey. The officials.
This is.
I've coached a really long time. I've never coached football, but you get a pulse of the community, and I could just sense it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to commend Coach Hathaway, who's on. And now it looks like somebody else is getting tossed.
No, he's throwing it at Pumphrey, who was back on the
field. And there's
field.
another flag. The official. Coach Hathaway, I'm going to commend Coach Hathaway, who was out there trying to bring order. And here's what I like about this. Coach Hathaway is telling the football team why they should not be responding this way.
Right.
And honestly, and I'm just going to call it like I see it, we have fans down at the sidelines who are in some ways encouraging this.
They are.
And this is, ladies and gentlemen, we got to rise above this mess. And Coach Harmon is going. It looks like he's cleared his bench. He's bringing out guys.
And that's what I said a few minutes ago. The way you fix this is you this game is over. They're not going. It's not competitive anymore.
I'm going to make a bold statement. And I think what should happen is the officials should call this game off.
They could, yeah,
and let everybody go home because this is just not good.
No, and it ruins and it takes away from a senior night moment because I think it upstages it because people are more focused on that stuff. But
wow,
they really.
In all of my years covering South Harrison football, I've never seen this, never.
And again, my frustrations with the officials and not getting control of this earlier, and this is exactly what happens.
Now the official who just met with Coach Underwood is meeting with Coach Harmon, and they're looking at the clock. I'm gonna bet here they're gonna call this game, and I honestly think that's the best thing that could be done right now. Get both teams in the locker room and everybody get out of here because I'm not sure this is going to get better. We talk about about Liberty clearing their bench. South Harrison doesn't have a bench to put in.
Right. Actually Hathaway's really trying to get some other guys and get them ready to go in.
Honestly, Coach Hathaway is doing a phenomenal job, ladies and gentlemen, of keeping order out there.
He is. I agree. Coach Underwood now has all the other players on a knee talking to them as well. The only advantage is if they could put like the other players on here and let them play a couple plays. my concern now is you got the fan base here fired up.
And
then, like, if you call it right now, I don't know what people need a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing our best to bring you all the action here, and there is plenty. Flags everywhere, officials in disarray, Coach Harmon making his way back to midfield. I think they're going to call this game, and I think that's what they should do. Yeah, I think they're going to call it. What a way to end a senior night if this is what happens. Nope, they're going to play. They're going to play. It looks like both teams are clearing their benches. And
which I guess I wish they would have done that earlier. I felt like the longer you let these, I don't know.
My question is, what happened to Pumphrey? Was he sent to the locker room?
I think so. That probably should have already happened. He ended up back on the field, then he was interacting with the official.
I think I'm gonna take a break because okay. I need to detach as well. We'll be back. Mountain State Land Surveying, providing boundary surveys for residential, farm, and commercial properties, along with FEMA elevation certificates and construction layout services. Mountain State Land Surveying, call 304-476-8668 for all of your surveying needs. Again, that's Mountain State Land Surveying, 304-476-8668, a proud supporter of South Harrison High School. Richards Heating and Air Conditioning for all your heating and cooling needs. Installation and service. Phone 304-884-6400. Located in Jane Lew and serving the South Harrison area. Call Richards Heating and Air Conditioning at 304-884-6400. Visit their webpage at richardsheating.com or find them on Facebook under Richards Heating and Air Conditioning.
Buying a new home is very exciting, but it can also be very overwhelming and an intimidating process. My name is Danny Knight with Home Finders Plus, and I make it my goal to partner with you and be there for you every step of the way. From showings all the way to the closing table, I will make your home buying process enjoyable and stress-free. Call me today at 304-629-3608, email Danny at homefindersplus.com, or visit our website, homefindersplus.com. Danny Knight, Home Finders Plus, broker Monica Gorel, 304-629-3608.
And we're back. It looks like they are going to try and finish this game out. Both teams have cleared their benches, so to speak. South Harrison limited on what they could actually do.
Yeah. You just got to know which players temperamentally need to be not on. Like right. Some of these kids do not need to be on the field because they're competitive, they're feisty, and they're going to. Okay, so there were at least I think 7 penalty flags on the field right there. Okay,
right, yes. They're still picking them up.
There was like 6 yellow and then a black hat because if an official already threw his flag and needs to do something else, he throws his hat.
Now, what happens after you throw
after you throw the hat? I don't know. So the official that needs to work on his like signals in the off season, he is doing the personal foul on South Harrison, personal foul on Liberty, personal foul for each and every one, and it looked like a dance. I want people at home picture this: personal foul Liberty, personal foul South Harrison. It was like a dance. I wish we had him recorded all of his signals tonight and put it to music. It would be hilarious.
Well, okay, we're going to play.
Can they just do a running? I mean, I know like score-wise they can't, but like
they are running the clock.
They're just
running it. Fumble. Liberty fumbles the football and falls on top of it. Let me see if I can get up. It's all new players out there for the Mountaineers. In at quarterback now is number 11, Nathan Ryan, a sophomore. He fumbled the football. I would say that nerves and energy got the best of everyone.
And you've been standing on the sidelines all night. It's cold. You're not, the other guys are running around, and so you're warm. You're cold. It's damp. Now you're out there playing,
Dominique Fenton, number 53, a senior. Down there on the sidelines. Hand off to the running back. Looks like, I want to say number 12, Raiden Childers, a freshman. He runs ahead. Nice run there by the freshman.
A very nice run. I was with you in calling the game. I would have understood that. I think this may work out, as I mentioned, just letting some clock run off. These kids are not getting into it. Gives the fan bases a chance to calm down before they're meeting out in the parking lot. That's what I don't want to see either.
3rd down and 4. Handoff to number 3, Christian Cork. Gets up near the first down marker, but I think he's going to be short. He is 4th down and 1. It really got close to being really bad because fans started getting up and heading down the bleachers.
There was a second or a couple seconds when because it was getting out of hand on the field. Players and even some coaches were starting out to the middle, and you don't want, if it gets past that point and everyone's out on the field, then it's a big issue.
Both sidelines pretty much cleared, yeah. Ryan gets the snap, handing it off to Raiden Childers, who gets a first down, gets down to about the 15-yard line. And a flag is thrown. I thought there was some extracurricular stuff happening there again.
Okay. Whoever that is.
Personal foul against the Mountaineers.
Okay, there you go. Okay. And see, that will make people happy. That's what I mean. You got, and I'm not saying call something they don't do, but they've done plenty of things. Make a call on them so that it feels some sort of balance.
A lot of different things happening here that I'm a little bit concerned about. The players who were just involved in all that for the Hawks have kind of gravitated over to the bleachers where there's a large crowd of other students kind of gathering there. And I did see one of the coaches, Coach Hayhurst, actually telling them, you guys need to be over here on the sideline. It's just I don't know.
I feel like it's starting to calm a little bit.
It is, yeah, it definitely is. Ryan pitches it back to Childers. Flag is thrown. Kirkpatrick on the tackle. Holding. Did you see the official make the holding call? He just seems very uninterested, or I don't know how to explain it. Uninterested is probably not best, but I think everybody here is ready to go home.
Yeah.
It was a fast-moving game. It's 5 minutes after 10. We're still in the fourth quarter. I think everyone's ready to go. Penalty flags I have never seen so many penalty flags in my entire life. I don't know if you have. I haven't.
The closest thing I've seen is when the clown starts pulling the things out of, or a magician starts pulling the thing out of his sleeve. That's about what it looked like here tonight. I wouldn't have been surprised if the dancing official out there would have had a bunch of flags up his sleeve.
So it's first down and a mile, 10, 20, 35 from the 40. Freshman quarterback for the Mountaineers hands it off to Childers. He's tackled after a gain of about 3.
That was a nice job. I think it's his bunch helped up the Liberty player. Helped him up, patted him on the back. That's what needs to happen. That's sportsmanship, and we can get out of here and everybody still be friends.
Don't you think that? And I think you've said this, but I think everyone plays a role. Coaches play a role.
Yeah.
But officials, they're out there right in the middle of it, right?
I feel like this whole thing, the officials did not do their job and they let it get out. There on the play where he got ejected was just there was a late hit and unnecessary roughness by Liberty. He didn't do anything, and had they called it, I think that whole scene doesn't happen.
2nd down and 33. Under 2 minutes to go. Snap comes back to Ryan. On the carry, number 14, Matthew Hudson. Brought down by Ethan Kelly. And Peyton Kirkpatrick, number 73.
I just what I want to see happen at this point is get through this, and then I want these seniors to be able to, I love how they come off the field and everyone cheers. I want them to have that moment and it to be about them and not about all this other foolishness that's happened.
And I think you used the right word, foolishness. Handoff again to Childers. Gets down inside the 30 near the 25. Still nowhere near a first down. And that brings up 4th down with under a minute to play.
Now, I do feel like there's the band thing going back and forth now a little bit. Like that, for the first time all night I've heard their fight song, and they're really doing it. And then now South Harrison doing the same. And that's just good, clean back and forth, like you were talking about with the cheering. And I think that's fine.
I see Coach Underwood down there instructing his players that as they go through, not to allow any extracurricular activity.
Yeah, I can't tell if he's telling them don't do it or you guys don't go through the line.
Oh, maybe that's what happened.
I'm not sure.
Childers runs down near the 10, still not enough for a first down. And game clock stops at 8. And it looks like the Hawks will have to snap the ball one time.
Both teams already preparing to line up to meet. The coaches hopefully are right up in front and just kind of stay right there as it happens.
Yeah. There it is. Radcliffe will take a knee, and the 2018 season has come to a close. Team's going to meet at midfield.
I mean, this is the closest I feel like I've ever watched this happen. So far, so good.
And I'll tell you one thing, the officials are sure getting it.
They are catching it right now, yeah. I don't condone that, but at the same time, I do feel they did not do their jobs tonight. It's not about any particular call. I don't care about that. It's about that they let the game get out of control.
So far, so good. Made it through the line. It looks like we're going to be okay. Listen, they're young athletes.
Yeah.
And things get heated sometimes, and that's why the adults have to step in. And like you said, the officials are right there in the mix of things.
And even now they're off the, you said you were asking, like, do the officials, or they participate in any of that? And they just hightailed out of here. And I don't think they normally do, but maybe in this situation they should have.
You look out there, a roster that's been decimated by injuries. Looks like they're not going to run the seniors out individually, are they?
Yeah.
There's always a special moment. Yeah, they're just walking them out. Well,
I know back at what I loved. Of course, they changed the bleachers, and that there was nothing wrong with that. But I loved when it was
they
when
ran
through the middle,
yeah.
And the players lined up, and they would run down through. I always thought that was a special and emotional moment.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to bring the conclusion to this 2018 season, and disappointing year, but at the same time, new coaching staff, young players, and I think we said that about as many times as we can.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely disappointing. Not what we're used to from a win-loss perspective. I think but you have to then step back and put it into perspective, which I think we have done at length. And that is, younger players got to play. Coaches that have not been in those positions got experience.
Yeah.
I think the program will be better going forward because of what they experienced this year.
Yeah. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors. And this is as sincere as it can be. The 2018 football broadcast, Hawk Nation, was made possible because of you. And I want to give a very special thanks to two businesses for sure. Joe Richards of Richards Heating and Air Conditioning, who immediately jumped on board, was right there with us, and Michael Ash of Mountain State Land Surveying as well. Very special thanks to you gentlemen and your businesses. And Danny, I think you can agree. I pray for their success.
Absolutely.
Because they invested in South Harrison and helped us make this possible. Also, the South Harrison Athletic Boosters who came along as well in the season to join up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a vision. We have a plan. It doesn't end tonight. Hawk Nation continues because Hawk Nation is 365 days a year. We want to cover not only the athletes, but the students of South Harrison. And in order to make that happen, we need your help. Next week, we're gonna get together and we're gonna put a season wrap-up program together, and then we're going to be working on a season preview for the winter sports, basketball and wrestling. And so, we need your help. We got a lot of big ideas, but we're going to need the community to get behind it to make those ideas a reality. I think one of the more telling stories, I had someone come to me, and they were like, "Yeah, my husband was telling me, man, how did you guys get a program like that? I bet that costs the school a lot of money." And this individual was like, "No, it's two guys that are from the area and they coach at our school. They're putting that together." And I thought it was a tremendous compliment. But it does come at a price. There's a price.
Sure, absolutely.
And we're asking for that help, the support to keep it up and to continue. So
definitely, yeah, just more people to join with those two businesses that have been so supportive of us. And as that grows, then we can, this can grow. And again, it's about more and more coverage and attention for the student athletes of South Harrison and the community of South Harrison.
Well, Danny, once again, I want to thank you as well. I mean, it's always a ton of fun. I told my son the other night that I dread the end of football season because I enjoy this.
Right. We do have fun. I think the people at home probably can sense that and feel that. Maybe sometimes we have too much fun. I don't know. But it's definitely anything said or done is in good fun. But we enjoy it, and certainly we love the community and feel. Yeah. I think we both feel, honored to be able to be in this spot and do this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to bleed orange and black if you cut me. This is, and I know that we both feel this way. This is a special community, and it's our honor to do this. And we do try to do it at a high level. Bring its quality, right? And but we try not to take ourselves too serious.
Right. A nice balance.
Yeah.
But it is fun, and we appreciate the businesses that supported us and the listeners, people that listen. And,
absolutely.
And then we do enjoy your feedback, and we're just glad you're out there listening.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up, but remember, this is not the end. Hawk Nation continues next week. We're going to wrap up everything: football, volleyball, golf, cross country, soccer. We're going to wrap it all up nice and neat. And, we're going to try to make it nice and neat. Danny's been fixated with this whole mud wrestling thing, so who knows what happens. Right. But we're going to bring that to you next week. And, again, ladies and gentlemen, as Danny said it, thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Because if you don't listen, well, we have no reason to sit here and do that. And, again, thank you to the businesses that supported us. We're hoping that the ball will continue to roll, and it's something that we can make really, really nice for South Harrison High School, including somewhere along the way we'd love to do video.
Yeah.
And,
it could happen.
It definitely could. So thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, have a wonderful weekend. For Danny Knight, I'm Tom Sears. God bless.